7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow. When you bleach your hair, you're a sellout. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show. This is episode 220. This is our 2023 Supercross preview for the 450 class, not the 250 class. Although technically we're doing better. There are a lot of 250 announcements already. We have a lot of people we know where they're going. Anyway, I'm your host, Travis. We are here in studio. I got the original co-host, Justin. Hey, bud.
How's it going, man?
We just spent a week together in Florida.
We did.
What are you guys doing down there?
Hanging out. Well, one day Justin didn't hang out. I pissed him off. He didn't.
Really?
There was no.
No.
Justin's an old man, okay? He can't go. He had to take a day, all right?
He's not wrong.
It was fine. He took a day. He didn't get out of bed until I finally drug him out of bed at, 4 in the afternoon or something?
Something like that. Something like that.
Okay, all right.
So, anyway,
More later.
yeah, no, we spent a nice, a charming week in Florida at the happiest place on earth, and it was nice. It was very nice. So,
Was AC there with you?
no.
I think he needs to go somewhere happy.
Dude, I was hoping we were going to run into Craig, but that didn't happen. So, you know,
go hang
Craig
out.
and the
Go
whole
out,
the whole
Paige.
Brady bunch there.
Yeah.
Well, me and Paige are like friends, so that's cool.
Shh, let's not
She's a
sound-
great person. We got to get her on the show this year.
Here we go again.
Look, me and Hunter Lawrence are best friends, okay?
Dude hates you.
Also in studio with us here, Mr. Supercross only. He's got the comb over going. Are you starting to bald underneath that?
Hell no.
Balding with the big belly now?
Hell no. I got a big belly though.
It is the one and only Cole Getty. Hi, bud. I haven't seen you in a couple weeks, so.
No, yeah, we were over here spitballing ideas, and
Yep.
we're excited to get this thing rolling. We're gonna get this train on the track.
New year.
And we haven't done a show, all of us together, in wow. how
Since, was it Salt Lake? Or did he not come for Salt Lake? I
long?
don't
No,
remember.
because he missed a couple of the Supercross rounds that we did in studio. He called in for a couple of them.
This is where I need a button that's like, boo.
So I think the last time that we were all in studio together was the round before Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a little easier now. Just got bought a house around the corner, so I'm without snow, 10 minutes away. So.
Yeah, like talking to the microphone a little better or something.
No, good. We good.
I don't know.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, okay, there,
Check,
that's
check,
better.
check.
That's but you just don't talk as loud as me and Justin.
Check it. Check.
There we go. Now I can hear you better.
Yeah,
so
no, I live right around the corner now, so.
yeah, you do. So you
somewhat.
should be over here all the time. So
Oh, that reminds me. I've got some parts for TLR Coatings.
perfect. And that segues right into our presenting sponsors here. So 2023 season means new sponsors, old sponsors, renewing, everything like that. So I want to start off with our presenting sponsors. Show presented for the year of 2023 by our friends at Complete Racing Solutions. Check them out at CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Coach Rob, scientifically training you to be a better athlete. I heard from Cooksey he's got some new stuff coming out as far as on the scientific end of things. I'm not really sure. I haven't talked to Coach about that yet. But anyway, check them out. Complete Racing Solutions. Also presenting the show this year, still with us since the beginning, TLR Coatings. Cole, what do you got to say about TLR Coatings?
Well, I'll tell you what. I was here, when was it, 2 weeks ago?
Something like that.
Yeah, no, my dad and his buddies, they like to restore cars, and they're into the whole muscle car thing, rebuilding some C10s right now. My old man just finished a 67 Camaro and needed the headers done. And
Is that Camaro all done now?
that thing's all done.
We got to shoot some... Donnie, we got to shoot some content with that thing for
Yeah,
the coating company.
That thing is really sweet.
Yeah.
He did a really nice job on that. It was on a rotisserie and everything, so...
Perfect.
So yeah, my dad is very OCD and top notch on what he does, and he chooses TLR Coating.
Your dad's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's. I mean, he's my dad. That's how all of us have relationships.
Exactly.
With our dad sometimes, but yeah, he got the headers done and everything. Was really pleased. Got that all buttoned up, and then
Was his buddy happy with the C notches there we did?
Yep. Got some C notches. This is a 70. apologize, I don't know the year, but
That's okay. 70 C10.
yeah, it's got 6-piston Willwoods, all 4 corners,
Cool.
LS3 crate motor.
Yeah, when he gets that done, we'll have to shoot.
Yeah.
Donnie, we got to shoot content with that too. Make a note.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty badass build there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I got more stuff for that build in the car right now.
Perfect. Yeah, because we're definitely on that end there. Check them out on all the major social networks, including TikTok, Instagram, everything like that. We definitely are trying to shoot some more content of finished products and doing as. Oh boy. Oh, cold battery alert. So still recording?
A little bit of technical difficulty.
Technical difficulties. But this segues.
Good thing your camera's working on you.
This segues nicely here into a guy in the corner over here for us.
We have a guy in the corner.
We have a
now.
guy in the corner now, Mr. Donnie. Donnie, say hello loudly.
How's it going, guys?
Donnie is our camera guru. Oh man, that thing is that is spinning. Well, it's a good thing we got the other cameras going.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are trying to do this a little more professionally, guys. So we have 3 cameras staring at us right now. Are you going to stare at the corner the whole time?
What do you want me to say?
I don't know.
You're
Anyway,
fine. I'm listening.
so Donnie is going to be helping us with the video stuff on and off this year, so that's cool as the budget allows here, because he doesn't like to work for free, nor do I want him to work for free. So
nobody likes working for free.
no, except for you two. But I mean, I didn't buy that, but I bought that,
Look, we're
and you
making
got
money
the
off
new
We're
shirts.
making money off Instagram, so we're not going to be working for free too much longer.
Yeah, I tell you, we got monetized on Instagram. I did tell you. Yeah. We're making a whole bunch of money. $50. Sick. And it hasn't paid us yet.
Transparency over here. At the
Transparency. So we're making big money. But also on board with us here, show sponsors, going to sponsor some different categories of the show as we progress through the season here. We still have Holster Co. on board with us, so we'll be doing reload rants. I'm not sure I have a rant for this show,
Oh,
but
that's
we'll
okay.
see.
He's got another segment in mind.
Oh, the reload rant.
Reload rant.
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I was gonna do. We need to get an oil sponsor or a chain wax sponsor or something.
For like the greasy move of the day or something.
No, that's good though.
That's a good one, though.
That's good. That's good.
I feel like that's every Vince Freeze pass.
No, this
Yes.
is gonna be grinds my gears.
Ah, okay.
There's
Okay.
something that grinds my gears, and we're gonna get into it before we really get into the show.
I'm not sure. We may have to have a bidding war for who's going to have the grinds my gears versus reload rant segment there, because I don't know if we can have 2
We can just do them on off.
in the same show. I guess we could
Well,
do
we actually
alternating
have a
shows.
sponsored for the reload rant.
We do.
So
So,
the reload rant is.
do
The
you,
grind
have,
my gears just has to be a really good one before we allow.
do you have some oil companies you're talking to for us, or
I mean, I can reach out to Maximum.
Blood?
but I don't know how that's gonna go.
also back on board with us this year, Gutter Works. For Southwest Michigan area here, they do gutters, exteriors, all sorts of stuff. Kayla and Josh are on there. Oh, that's you. Okay. I was like, oh man, we got 2 out of 3 are going down, but no, the other 2 are good. Okay. Anyway, JT Cycle back on board with us, which is awesome, helping us out locally with all our parts and stuff like that. And they also have Husky, Gas, Suzuki, which may get very popular here really quick. We'll get into that.
Thought about it.
They're Kawasaki too, right?
Kawasaki
now? Okay.
There's a new one. I can't give it away completely yet.
Triumph?
Okay, you already know.
That was a guess.
Oh shit.
That was literally a guess. I have no idea.
It's, I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but
It's okay. There's lots of shit we're not supposed
Technically,
to. No
he
one
didn't-
listens to
technically
this show.
you didn't say that. He did.
So anyway,
Okay. Well, anyway, there may be a new brand coming.
that is perfect.
It has been in the talks.
I hope they do,
and
because
with that-
I want one of those
and
bad.
With that team coming and everything released, that'll be a pretty cool deal.
Yeah,
Yep.
we got to get into that from. I don't know if you already have that down.
I have a few notes about a few things outside of the actual run through like we normally do. But let's finish getting through these. Adept Creative Co. back on board with us for graphics.
Thank you, Eric Grandal.
Yes, we have. Actually, he's going to be on the A1 wrap up show.
Good.
Already confirmed that with him. He's going to be at A1. So I was supposed to have him on before this to talk about Alias MX gear coming back. He was busy with Minios. I was busy with work and trying to get ready to leave for the trip, so it just didn't happen. But he's coming on A1 wrap-up show to talk Alias, to talk A1, that kind of stuff, so that'll be cool. I have a set of graphics over there, which we've been kind of talking about for the 110, which we are going to do sponsorship blocks for the 110 here to help out a privateer as soon as we get that bike finished during the season here. Also still on board with us, Isaac Nelson Designs, who we got to give a shout out to, designing the new tees. So these are our new Moto Aftermath show tees. If you haven't notice that we're all wearing them. So these are actually the HRC version. We are going to be doing a different version for every single brand. We will be dropping them throughout the season, so make sure to check that out. There is a merch link in the description down below, and if you use the code, I believe it's SX2023, when you go to the merch link, you will get 10% off your order. So, like I said, right now it is just the HRC one that's going to be on there, along with a couple of the older shirts are still on there right now. But we will have, by, I want to say mid-season, we will have all 6 brands. Also, as I just sent you guys, there is a Patreon exclusive shirt we are going to come out with that's kind of a vintage logo, and we haven't really talked to you. Me and Justin were talking about this in Florida. Patreon, we are going to start doing audio podcasts, probably one a month, maybe one every couple of weeks,
Get those Gary Bailey
based
ones
on
again.
old bar to bar Gary Bailey videos, things like that.
Yeah. That's why I was just.
We're gonna
anyway.
review those kind of videos, or like watch them and then talk about them. So make sure to head over to Patreon, and we do have a new CBD sponsor, but she has not gotten me any of the info, so I cannot give you any info. I don't have a company name or anything at this point.
TBD.
I confirmed with her literally like Thursday night, but she's really busy doing
TBD.
orders for the holiday season. So we do have a new CBD company coming on board here for the year, which hopefully by the A1 show I'll have all the information. But just know that we have that.
Yeah.
So
if you're in pain, just gonna,
yeah. So anyway, so that wraps up sponsors. I already talked about the merch link. In the description too, there are Amazon links. I know everybody's buying stuff off Amazon for the holidays. If you want to help us out, you don't want it to cost you anything, hit one of those links. It'll take you to Amazon. Buy whatever you want. You don't have to buy where the link takes you. And we get a small slice of that, and that really helps us out. And as I spoke about, we have the Patreon. Shout out to our 2 patrons that we have, Kurtis Hodges and our West Coast contributor, Isaac Gonzales, is still on there. I told him to get off, but he just, whatever. He likes the show too much. So anyway, and like I said, we have an exclusive t-shirt, which will drop probably after A1, because I got to finish resetting kind of the Patreon stuff here. There will be an exclusive t-shirt for Patreon members. And maybe we'll have a membership area on YouTube too. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to see. So, and another big thing you can do to help us out, just like, comment, subscribe. If you're listening to this on audio, 5-star review us on Apple Podcasts or whatever. And that really helps us out. So, before we jump into the actual Supercross preview here, few things I have or a couple things I have on the agenda here. And actually, you know what, you were talking about Triumph. I don't have anything for that yet. We're going to talk about that after A1 also.
Okay.
A1's going to be like a packed show. Like, I have notes for that show already with a couple different things.
Wow.
So, but a couple things I wanted to talk about here before we get started. So obviously, one thing we've been kind of talking about throughout the off season here, and I've talked about on a couple shows with Cooksey and Hopper and them, Super Motocross. And now we have the Super Motocross Insider Show. Have you guys been watching that?
Hell no.
Yeah, I did actually. I was like, what is this? Saw it come up. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for Weege and Daniel Blair.
Yep.
And what they've been able to do as far as that side of things. They're really pushing to make that side of our sport more professional.
Yep.
And what they have done, essentially, Justin, since you haven't seen it yet, it's kind of like a preview show that you would see on like NFL, NHL. They got a round table with the stadium in the background.
Did you watch episode 2?
Not yet. I watched one where they were talking about he was like, "Hey, Justin Cooper, you need to race," and all that kind of stuff. So they were talking about big topics coming into the season, and I think it's a positive move for the sport. And I guess episode 2 is something where they go into a little more detail about the package itself.
Yeah, so I haven't finished episode 2. So let's start with episode 1. I like the concept of it. It's what we needed as a sport. It's shoulder content, talk shows, Mike and Mike in the morning, that kind of shit. So that's awesome. It's what we needed. Weege and Daniel Blair, like you said, I have a lot of respect for those guys. I got all sorts of time for those guys. Weege has always been cool. DB's always been cool with like DMing me back. We've talked to Weege at the races, so that's cool. So I really like that. The show is good. The topics they dive into is good. The way they dive into them, I feel, is very good. Couple not so great things. I like the fact they were set up in the stadium, but we're not playing baseball. So like when you have the stadium and there's no track in it, it like almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And in that sense, I'm like, why don't you have a studio to do it in? Because here's my other thing, or at least like a portable studio that you can set up at the races. Because my thing is episode 2, it's a Zoom call, okay? Which is fine, except for the background. You can tell they've got the Super Motocross. It's the blue and the yellow, but you can only see this much of it. So it's like yellow lines with a blue background essentially behind both of them. My thing is you needed to have a portable studio that you can set up at the races.
Live. They have it.
Yeah, because they're going to be there at the races, essentially, you know? So it's like, okay, you should have the setup so that they can do it, so that it looks the same throughout the entire year.
I imagine they're going to do that throughout the season.
They're supposed to. It's supposed to go all year.
Well, just like Race Day Live, they're just probably going to rebrand all of that equipment that they already have.
Yeah.
And use that at each race. Now, right now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt right now because it is preseason.
Yes.
You know, what I maybe would have done is taken that setup and maybe, you know, went down to the goat farm or went out to Murrieta and KTM facility or something and had that track in the background or something like that.
Yep.
But you know, who knows what budgets look like and all that. Maybe they're going more content based as far as YouTube and some of the other platforms and monetizing that.
Yeah, maybe.
Hopefully as that gets rolling, maybe they'll reinvest in their monetization and make that a little better if they're smart with budgeting.
Just so everybody's clear, overall, positive vibe on it.
Oh, yeah.
Little things that it's like, this would make it look more professional and better in my mind for the sport.
If they ever listen to us knuckleheads, like
they don't.
We might be able to.
Oh wait, they do.
Maybe. Stuff gets sent around.
Hey, Sean.
Oh God.
Here we go.
So
just cruise over that one.
So anyway, but no, like I said, I do like it. My confusion. Not confusion, but like I said, it was just being in the stadium. So it's like when you have the guys at the football stadium doing the football pre-shows, it's great because they're playing football.
Yeah.
But when you have the guys for the motocross or the supercross races at the stadium and there's no supercross track in the background, it's like
it's a little weird. Yes.
It's interesting. So,
what they did. Sorry to cut you. Last thing I'll say about that is that was just the path of least resistance, right? They were all there for the Anaheim press day.
100%.
All the riders.
100%.
That's all it was.
Yes. So, okay. So continuing to move on here through like the super motocross thing a little bit. The TV package, they talk about this a lot in episode 2. They're all on Peacock. Everything's on Peacock now, which is really good. Like that. Positive vibes going on that. Here's my one thing though. We've got Super Motocross or SMX Insider. We've announced that we're going to do it. It's a playoff thing. We're 2 weeks out from Supercross starting. We don't have the 2 other fucking rounds for the fucking playoffs, essentially. For the Super Motocross. Super duper motocross. Mm-hmm. Shout out Gypsy Tales. Anyway, we don't have the other 2 rounds. What? Can we get those, please? Can we please just figure out? Great, we're going to be in LA Coliseum in October. Perfect. Where are the September rounds? Like, can we get those?
I would at least come out and say potentially here, here, and here. That way people can speculate about it.
This can't be that hard to lock it down. You've locked down everything else.
You'd be surprised, dude.
I mean, I know there's...
That time of year football season's going on. That time all
We're not going to football stadiums. We're going to...
How do you know?
Because I've heard Atlanta, Charlotte, and... Circuit of the Americas are the 3 rumors I've heard.
If I would take a shot in the dark, it's going to be Charlotte and it's going to be Coda.
Yeah.
I don't see us going back to Atlanta twice. We talked about this in Florida because they have so much room. They can maybe make it more motocross style with just a technical feel to it. But I don't see them going to Atlanta twice. So I think that Charlotte, we've seen that before. We know that works.
Yep.
And Coda, dude. Sky's the limit on what you could do at Coda.
Does anybody know, is there a MotoGP race at Coda this year?
Yeah, so
or 23?
Yeah, that's a good segue into what
I think there is, yeah.
And Justin will be all horned up when I start talking about this, but it'll give you that Formula One vibe.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm already ready to go.
Yeah.
And hit the bottom of the table.
There we go.
Yeah, the Formula One vibe at Coda. I mean, fucking Logan Paul, beat me out already. Logan Paul and all them. Like, they go to Circuit of the Americas for Formula One, and they probably can't even name one driver.
I got a buddy that went. He said it was terrible.
Where?
There's just too many people.
That's-
Well, yeah, but that's
the
part of
crowds
it,
are
though.
crowds are too big.
That's part of it.
If they can,
But yes, you were correct.
they can
yes.
try to, emulate that a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, I mean, like I
I
said,
think that would be the place to go. Sign me up.
My only thing is like, dude, can we just get like if they start Supercross and we don't have those confirmed yet where they can announce them, it's a huge miss. It's a huge miss. That's all I'm saying. So, and then the only other thing I had about the schedule is we're going back to Nashville, which is cool.
That is cool.
So that's
I will be there.
We're gonna try. Budgets are a little thin right now, so we'll see when we get farther out here.
Well, I'm gonna plan on going for sure.
Well,
So
it's
I might
it's
be
in the
able-
cards for us. We talked about this, and yes, that's planned. But
Well, I'll make mention of it. Got a place to stay in Tennessee.
perfect.
So it eliminates that cost a little bit.
Yeah.
But we got to take pit bikes or side by side or something because we're having a little fun the day or two before.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
It sounds like I'm gonna get hurt.
Well, it looks like you better just go get a side by side.
Yeah. Did he miss the budgets are thin?
Glossed over.
Even a poor man can sign his name.
I mean, trust me, I've done that plenty. That's why I'm poor. So, anything else with the schedule that you guys can think of? I don't think there's anywhere else we're going that's like really new. We're not going back to Minneapolis. Surprise, surprise.
No, no more carbon monoxide.
Yeah. So,
Hey, listen, man, can I give you a little shit?
huh?
Scotch Brite your frame when you wash your bike.
First off, maybe. Second off,
He
Some
ain't
of-
got nothing to say.
some of us are busier than that.
It takes 2 seconds. When you're simple green in it in the middle, just fucking wipe her down a little bit.
All right, maybe I will, dude. I don't know.
Maybe we should get a Muck-Off sponsorship. They have that.
Muck off, call us.
It's WD-40 and a Scotch Brite.
I gotta send that suspension out to get Supercross settings done to it.
Oh, big Supercross.
Big Supercross guy
Let's
over
not
here.
get into this.
Big
For the love
Supercross
of
guy
God,
over here.
Please, let's not get into this.
So, all right. Getting into Supercross here now that we have spent the first 22 minutes of the show here talking about not really Supercross here.
So skip
We tend to
forward.
do that a lot.
Here we go. 2023 Supercross preview show here. We're going to do this a little differently than we've done in the past. We are still going to break this down team by team with an Outliers section of privateers, etc. But here's what we're going to do. We are starting at the top this year.
Oh,
We're gonna
All the
start,
way at the top.
We're going to start with the championship team, and we're going to go down from there. So,
hang on a second.
oh boy.
This is where do we want to grind
Are
gears,
you
or we
reloading? We don't have an oil sponsor, so you're reload ranting. Go for it.
All right, so this is
Holster
the
Co. Reload Rant.
Yep, Holster Co. Reload Rant. Bang, bang.
Bang bang.
Skeet.
Putting together my notes here.
Oh boy, you don't have many notes.
Don't
Well,
worry.
he wrote his
I
down.
got points, though. I got points.
Oh boy.
There's no place to find the riders and the rosters in one place. If
Okay.
I'm a casual fan,
Yep.
and I want to go, no, okay, who's riding for Honda HRC? Who's riding for Star? Who's riding for this? There's no page with all of that on it. You've got Honda releases their team, one article. And then you got to click another fucking article to go to, Husky releases their roster. There's nothing. You know what I had to go to?
Supercross Live doesn't have it.
It didn't come up. They need to.
I mean, I don't know. I
they need
haven't
to fix
looked.
their SEO, or we need to do it, or Vital, or somebody that's listening to us. needs to
Insert
fucking do
everybody
it.
from the 70s have said, well, Cycle News would have had it.
Every old guy ever.
you know what I had
Cycle
to
News
go
has
to?
that.
I eventually found it on Vital MX. So,
That
Shout out
doesn't
Michael
surprise me.
Lindsay.
Shout out Michael Lindsay.
yep, Michael Lindsay.
I gotta call
good
him,
job.
too.
It's
Killed it.
still not where it needs to be, but you could take literally all that content you made.
You're talking about the silly season 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 thing that they do?
Yes. So I had to go to the silly season.
But then you got to type
Whatever.
it in the search box.
Yeah, but every team comes up on it.
Yeah.
All the teams are there.
Even the
Mechanics.
small ones too.
Yeah. Privateers, people who are unsigned, the text.
Perfect.
That's where I had to go. It's not updated and confirmed though. I want a confirmed, ready to rock roster.
Yeah.
If
No,
I
man.
want to know who's playing for the fucking Lions this year, I say give me the fucking.
No,
Lions
man. We're
roster.
secretive like that. We don't do that around here.
We don't do that.
I don't know.
Can you go to the NFL website and get that? Do you know? Because I don't know.
Yeah,
You
you,
probably
you
go
can,
on there and
dude.
find
You
all
can
that.
do that with every major.
Okay.
stick
I
and
mean,
ball
I
and
don't know. I
motorsport.
don't ever try
You
to
go to
look
the
that shit
Formula
up.
One site and you could find the frickin' like the test guy.
And it's all pretty much on one page.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't do things like that.
whatever. I just wish
We
there
need
was
to
something like that.
we need to compile a list, and I'll send it to the website guy and get it done. Shout out Chris.
Or yeah, there's a way to do it. I think too. You're seeing like make AI do it.
No.
Okay. Well, If your internet reaches out here, I'll show you something later.
We got Starlink right over there, dude.
Damn, you got Starlink out here?
Yeah, bro. We're flying over here.
All right. Well, that
Okay.
was
Well,
the
anyway,
grind my
yeah,
gears.
that
Rear
gives
Land.
us,
That was Holster Co. Reload Rant. Don't grind my gears. We don't have an oil sponsor. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so, what the fuck? Tighten it up.
Get your shit tight. All right, cool.
Yeah, you want... Hang on, I'm going to keep going.
Oh, okay.
You want to bring new people into the fucking sport.
We need to be able to see who the fuck is riding for what team.
Yeah, like, hey, who's riding for the blue team? Oh, blue team actually means Star Yamaha. I type it in. Okay, well, dang, I want to know who's riding for Factory Honda, too. Why not put that all on the same page? Because the attention span of this generation doesn't want to click on 5 fucking different things.
Nope.
They want satisfaction now. I mean, look, man, it only took, 15 years for us to finally get set for a TV package for at least more than 2 years.
Donnie, can you take a note? We need to make a video of just a rundown of the teams.
Of, like, who's on what?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it'll be like less than 5 minutes because it just needs to be like the team logo and then a quick picture of each guy and just run it through with some music in the background or something.
Like, we're literally... we could do that today.
Who can we get for a voice actor to do that? It'll
Why
be
do we need a
sick
voice
sounding.
actor?
I don't know, just something
Just
be
find
sick
some
sounding.
rando TikTok person.
We'll probably do it with AI. Fiverr, yes.
Do it
Yes.
with AI.
You can do it with AI.
Oh, my God.
So, all right, let's get into this Supercross preview, man. All right, so we're going to start with Star Racing Yamaha here. We will start with the 2022 champ, Eli Tomac. 7 wins, worst finish of 7th. What do you guys think? Justin, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I
No
talked about
notebook.
this. I think that he arguably had the greatest season ever next to any season Ricky did this past year. We all talked about he's finally having fun. He's loving to ride his dirt bike. He's not dealing with all the crap. But I do think that we're going to find out early if all that racing he did in 2022 is going to catch up with him, not mentally, physically. He's not a spry chicken anymore. He's
Nope.
going to be 30. He's
Yep.
either going to be 30 or he already is 30.
Welcome to the 30s, Eli.
I
Wait till
feel
you
like-
get out of bed.
I feel like we're going to find out by round 5 or round 6 if physically he's just
I
like,
don't
hey,
think that's an issue.
I
Physically,
just-
it's not an issue.
I don't think so either.
dude, he raced a lot in 2022, and
Yeah,
he
he
had
did.
the craziest season. You guys can say that all you want, but you hit 30, and you just said it. Your body doesn't recover as quickly anymore. I don't care
think
who
Justin
you are.
Brayton would be begging to differ.
Has Justin Brayton won a championship? Does Justin Brayton ride outdoors anymore?
You
Doesn't
do.
he ride MXM
Actually,
Nation?
You do realize that between Des Nations and Cardiff, Tomac did not ride.
Eli Tomac also has,
Doesn't matter. He's still training.
He's up in the mountains putting special sauce in his veins, dude.
Look, guys, you can say whatever you
I
want.
don't know about
but
that one.
You can say whatever you want,
Probably.
but history says otherwise. It's eventually going to happen. He's not Superman.
I mean, it will happen. Now,
And you don't think outdoors played a lot on his dude? We talked about this. How many times did he come off a moto and we have never seen Eli gassed? And he was gassed. He was done. He was
Yeah.
sweating. He was catching.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
because
I'm-
he's old. So you guys can say whatever you want. And I know he's only doing Supercross.
You know what I would
but
give to be 30 again?
You're dude, whatever.
He's Supercross only, am I right?
We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
Right now.
We'll see.
And I think he's got what, 2 years left in him.
The big question, and
I
they
think he's
talked.
all right.
They,
I think he'll be all right.
they talked about this on the SMX Insider episode 2. Is if he qualifies, which we all figure he will, because he'll do well in Supercross. If he qualifies for the playoffs, the super duper motocross, is he going to come ride those? That's the big question.
I think if he is killing it in Supercross and he wins a Supercross title, especially with the new thing of Jett coming up and riding 450 outdoors, it gives him another new challenge. The battle he had with Chase outdoors, I think it gives him a reason.
Yeah.
But if he struggles in Supercross and he doesn't win the title, I don't think he rides outdoors at all. I just think it all depends on how Supercross goes, because I firmly believe if he wins another championship, he's gonna race outdoors. Because he looks at Jett as now we have this new person. Hey, I was taken to the limit by Chase, had the craziest battle he's ever had outside of that 2013 season in 250s with Kenny. I think it gives him motivation, but if he struggles, I don't see the motivation there. But I still think he's going to be a title contender. I still think he's going to get wins. He's going to be one of the few guys. But I just think that you guys are all underestimating the fact of how much of a toll 2022 was on his. He won 2 championships. He won the MX of Nations. He went and did Cardiff. That's a lot, dude. It's a lot of racing
Yeah.
for a 30-year-old man that is what? Missed 1 season his entire pro career? Mm-hmm. There's not many people you can look back and
Well,
say
that says a lot to it too of his durability.
It does, but at some point your body doesn't recover. I don't care how many roids you're taking. Which I'm not saying Eli's taking them because he's not.
Oh boy, here we go already.
Well, if he
And we're canceled.
okay, yeah, we're gonna go down this path, but like HGH, right? That's
just a human.
That's recovery.
That's
for
normal.
That's for recovery.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not let these guys use that kind
I
of
think
stuff?
you should.
Oh god, we don't need to go down this road. We've
Anyway,
been down this road
Everybody
enough
blood
times.
dopes, man.
So anyway, okay, moving on to the next person on
No,
Star
no,
Young.
hang on.
Oh boy,
I can't just be
Come on,
I
man.
can't just be the only person that has
When
a
you
take
gonna
on
hand
that.
your point over?
What?
I got one right here. Hand it off.
Okay, there you go. I can't just that's the one thing he was talking about. We got to do it different. I can't just be the only person.
We just had a conversation.
But he didn't really sit.
I didn't really-
Okay,
I didn't
all right,
make a
go ahead.
point.
Sorry.
Let me make a point.
Sorry.
All right, what's your
I
point,
thought we
bud?
had all
This is
made
why I
our
was
points.
trying to get our
Okay,
guest
look,
down,
just-
and
what's your point?
Look,
he
talk
shut me down right
talk
there.
What's your
before I
point,
turn
buddy?
your
What's
before I turn your microphone off and
What's
we
your
move
point,
on.
bud?
Nobody is going to mention that he's going to be on an all brand new bike.
I'm not concerned about that.
You're not concerned about that at all.
Dude, him and Dylan both like. You want to know why Dylan didn't go to France? He wanted to ride the 23. They told him no. He's like, fine, fuck it.
It don't matter. It don't matter until that bike's racing. They can look as good as they want on the test track.
I think
I
it
don't
is
know.
going to have
Eli
its
wanted to
struggles.
do it too, and they told him no.
I
So
think it is going to have its struggles because you still haven't gone through what is it like at race pace for
Yep.
X amount of minutes.
Yeah, well,
and they're
I mean-
all like blitzing these whoops. Bike looks good in the whoops. Bike looks good in the whoops. I haven't seen one cupped out set of whoops yet.
Yeah, it's all great when it's Insta bangers and everything's nicely
my
manicured
point.
and shit.
My exact point.
No, I agree.
we'll see.
I
We'll
agree.
see.
So I think they struggle with those bikes the first 2-3 rounds. But if anybody can figure it out, it's Star Yamaha.
Hopefully the starts don't struggle though, because man, Eli's starts were good. We know Dylan's suck, but Eli's starts were good. But that's going to be a problem though, because that was like one of the main reasons why he won 2 championships, because his starts were better than ever.
Well, that segues right into my next guy, Dylan.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Dylan, best finish last year, 3rd out at Detroit. Worst finish of 16th at A1.
fastest dude that gets shitty starts.
Dude, literally my note. Will be balls fast at times. Need starts bad. All caps.
So I will say that I think Dylan will probably at the end of the year, if he makes it through, because he got hurt in Detroit, and then we never seen him again.
Like 87 other people, but
Yeah,
we'll get to
that was
that
a
because
terrible-
I
yeah, that
know
was a terrible
pretty
run.
much for everyone.
Do you agree or not that he actually passes more people this year than anyone else because his starts are going to be so terrible?
I agree with that. I mean, every good ride he had was he got podiums. That sound great and all, but he literally came from 7th, 8th every time.
And he did the same thing though in his outdoor season in 2021 when he won his title. All of his wins came from the back of the pack.
And
I just hope he makes it through Supercross.
I know, yeah.
Oh,
that's-
yeah, I know.
because that'll make outdoors
Oh,
better.
it will. It will.
Yes.
But yeah,
but-
so you guys agree? So do you agree with that? He probably, if he makes it through the whole season, he passes more than anybody else.
Probably.
I don't see anybody
I have
else.
high doubts of him making it through the whole season, though. He struggles at Supercross. Villeman on Pulp the other night was literally like,
Doesn't come
he's
easy.
not great at Supercross.
Which is the stupidest thing because he has 2 Supercross championships on
I
the
mean, you can
250.
say it's the
In the 250
stupidest
class,
thing.
You can outwork people in 250.
Yeah, it.
Well, then we
I
gotta take
mean,
away AC's 250 title.
I mean, yeah, it's. I don't
Right?
know.
I mean, he pretty much got that title handed.
No, he did.
So
I just, yeah, I mean,
Well,
you
struggling
are
is
correct.
relative.
He has 2 250 titles, and yes, struggling is a relative term compared to Eli Tomac and Cooper Webb and Ken Roxzen
we're
and
not
those kind of guys. He struggles in Supercross,
Which is weird because on any given day, speed for speed, I'll take Dylan over those guys. If you tell me just one lap heater, maybe outside of Kenny's opening sprints, Dylan,
AC.
I think, is the fastest guy. AC didn't do that last year.
it's a French thing.
It is. It's really weird to think of how fast Dylan is and how technically sound he is, but yet his starts are terrible and he has not won a Supercross championship yet.
It doesn't surprise me that he hasn't won a championship.
It surprises
I
the
don't
hell out
see
of me.
him winning a 450
And
Supercross.
you got to say the same thing about AC then, because AC, all you got is speed.
I'm not gonna
AC 's
argue
a
about
modern
AC
Dean Wilson, dude.
right now. We'll get to AC in a second. All right, so I mean, does he get on the box again this year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he goes on the box. Does he go down in the first turn, have Sexton come around to lap him, and then just gap the leader?
Yeah, that makes once again. That's
They just
what
run with him.
That's what I mean. That makes no sense right there. Like, who can you think of in recent history that does that outside of Stu?
It'll be interesting to see how it goes because he's not working with DV anymore.
He hasn't worked for DV in a while though.
Last year was when they broke up, and they broke up because he was pissed off that, or he wasn't. I don't know, pissed is the wrong word. He wanted DV to be with him all the time and not work with anyone else. And David's like, yeah, I'm not moving back to Florida. Sorry. So, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes with him not working with him.
I think it'll be
Could
fine.
be better.
It's just going to be a normal Supercross season.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So, last person on the star team, though, Justin Cooper. Going to ride select 450 rounds.
We'll see.
Select. You don't think he's going to ride any rounds?
He's been riding the 450, and Cole and me were talking about this before he got here. We'll see how that goes. I
think it'd be good.
I think if he does, I think he'll be good. I agree. I think he'll be good, but I'm not convinced that he's just gonna do it.
He whole shots every single race he's in because his starts are fucking fantastic.
I think he really wants to win that 250 outdoor title, and I think. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So Justin Cooper on the 450, in my opinion, I think he'll be pretty good. He'll get the good starts. He'll. I mean, he looked pretty good in the whoops for being a shorter kind of dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the getting your feet wet, doing a couple rounds instead of doing a whole season.
My thing is okay, Star, and they talked about this on Gypsy Tales yesterday, so I'm going to sound repetitive here. If for anybody who's listened to that stuff, Star is the last team that can complain about not having space for him. Okay, yeah, I mean, dude, you've got 87 freaking riders.
Yeah, the 250 team is going to be the biggest one in history.
You're already paying the mechanic. You're already paying the rider. Cool. He doesn't get all the testing time that Eli and Ferrandis do. Great. Perfect. Awesome. Why can his bike not be on the truck with his guy going to these damn races?
Well, it's going to be.
But only select ones.
Yeah. Because
why can't it just be all season?
It's a budget thing. I guarantee it's a budget thing. He's still on a 250 budget, so they budget out his mechanic salary, his salary, etc., probably for 250 West Coast, because when he signed his deal,
all right, okay, I guess that makes sense.
They probably budgeted him out for a 2-year deal, right? So that's all the budgeting side of things.
Yeah,
he's sitting in there, and they're like, okay, well, fuck, you pointed out we don't have any because we've already got this money allocated.
But how much budget does it cost really for a hotel room and 2 flights to 8 other rounds?
Well, when you're paying
probably a lot more than
10 grand.
Well, also when you're
probably
paying
what they got.
When you're paying an amateur, probably $100,000 a year.
Yeah. So that's my belief behind the scenes.
That makes sense. I didn't honestly think about it like that.
He's probably gonna ride a 450
Don't touch
under
me.
his two. I didn't mean to play footsies with you. He's probably riding his 450 under his 250 guideline.
That makes sense. But then the next question is he gonna do 8 rounds? Like he's going to do half of them, all the East Coast or something?
I think he would have to come out and kill it at the first round that he did for him to be like, it's worth going and doing. Because I seriously think he wants to win a 250 outdoor title. I think that, like Dylan, I don't know if you guys heard the comment that Dylan, like, I want to win a Supercross title. I think that Justin Cooper has been so close to winning that 250 outdoor title for how many years now that I think it eats away at him that he has essentially thrown 2 of them away.
Just move to 450s, bro. Because, I mean... I'm not. This is way off topic. I'm not saying he can't win an outdoor title.
Oh, I don't think he's going to win the 250 outdoor title.
But Joe and Hunter that's a tall, and then you got Tom Bial on top of that this year.
Possibly J Mart.
Yeah, that's a tall.
But we also were talking about
J-Mart
this
at the end too.
We also were talking about this. J-Coop's got a little swag in his step these days.
Yeah.
And the MX of Nations thing, like he came in as the underdog, and I think that he won that race for us.
He did.
He's got some swag to him, and I think that he's like fine. Cole mentioned this before he got here. He's like, he's finally coming out of his shell. Mm-hmm. You know, it helps that he's got his billionaire girlfriend and their private jet and all that shit. But
does anybody know what her dad does? Do you know? Because you would know this.
Googling it and
he's probably some
research,
hedge fund person. Probably.
I think it was some kind of pharmaceutical.
Oh, shocking.
Oh boy.
It doesn't.
Oh,
well,
boy.
anyways,
we're not going to get into that.
Sense.
And off we go.
he's got a little swag in his step, and honestly, everybody who watches this show knows I'm not a big J-Coop fan, but I like when these guys come out of their shell. It took him a little while. It took him a while.
Yeah.
Love it or hate it, you got a girlfriend that's into Gucci, Louis Vuitton, whatever.
Which Justin Cooper is not that person.
You roll up in the Tesla, you got your Supreme shirt on, you got, you're dripping, essentially. Show your lifestyle. Take a video. People eat that shit up.
He has a vlog.
There was a Redbud Destinations vlog.
They also have one where they just did behind the scenes at the photo shoot.
And
they have a few.
And they were pretty good. Like
I haven't watched them yet.
Yeah, whoever edited the one for Redbud did a really good job on it. And then the new one I think was just his girlfriend walking around with the phone or whatever. But,
Okay.
No, decent behind the scenes kind of stuff. Like
I had a thought about him yesterday. Was
it in the shower?
No. Is he Joey Savatgy like 2.0?
No, he doesn't have enough wins for that.
He's got a title.
How many wins did he get in that season, though?
I don't know, but
He's
Savatgy
still-
doesn't
he's
have a
still got a
freaking title. He's
He
got
does,
a title.
but you can't compare that, though, because Joey, if you want to talk about titles, how many titles could have Joey have won off of how many wins he had?
Dude,
he has the one, and Justin Cooper probably wasn't even the fastest dude.
Okay, so maybe not wins, but I will bet you Cooper has twice as many podiums as Savatgy
I
does.
highly doubt that as well.
I mean, I'll look it up, but I
you
will
can,
bet you
and I highly doubt that he has.
Cooper has a huge amount of podiums. Like, they have talked about it at length
that's
on
fine.
lots of shows about like his starts to podium percentage.
I
is
just don't think he's Joey.
huge, like
I don't think
Ryan
he's Joey.
Dungey numbers.
I don't think he's Joey 2.0 because I don't think that.
I was really meaning more off like his attitude towards social, because he's not huge on social. He doesn't.
That's where he's kind of turned.
He's
No, because
starting
they
to,
had, they
but
had a different upbringing too. Joey was supposed to be the next big thing. MTF put hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I know.
him.
I know.
You're talking about J-Coop, who
I was
came
really,
up-
really more talking about
No.
attitude, like dryness, like,
Nah,
with the media,
I don't
that
agree
kind
with
of
that.
stuff.
Hey,
Yeah, but you've got a fucking hard on for Joey, so we're not.
side note about Cooper.
Oh boy.
This is a little bit of I don't know, moto knowledge. See if you guys know.
Okay, here we go.
Big historian. What number did Justin Cooper make his pro debut with?
That's a good question.
191.
Was it really?
191, baby.
Nice. I didn't. I no
That was
idea on
the Dilla Mud Moto where he was winning for like what 20 some odd minutes or
I'll
crap?
have
Something
to,
like that.
I'll have to slide in his DMs or maybe slide in his chick's DMs. It'd be cool to have a
Please do
191
not
jersey.
slide
His
in his
chicks'
chick's DMs.
Okay, that came off.
Please
really
do not
wrong.
slide
I
in his
want a
chick's
jersey
DMs.
with 191 on it. Because
I
my
highly
ass
doubt-
ain't ever going to be on a pro gate with
I highly doubt
191.
you're gonna get
I
that jersey.
don't think you're gonna get that.
I asked him one time. He did DM me back. All right, so Justin Cooper story. We're going on a little bit of a tangent.
Oh boy.
I was like, hey, man, my number's 191. You know, I thought it was cool that you made your pro debut with 191. He responded back like, hell yeah, I could probably get one for you. And I was like, he's like, well, where are you at? And I was like, I'm in Michigan. You know, I'll be at Detroit and all that stuff. And he was like, yeah, man, I'll get you one at Detroit. And then I was like, I don't know how that's going to work, man. I saw the press release today that you're riding West Coast. And then he never responded. I might have it. I might be able to pull it up.
That would be
Find it on Customer
hilarious.
Right now. I'm not on the
Wonder if that
Starlink
was
yet,
in
but-
Moose.
Yeah, if you got that, we gotta send that to Donnie because he can put it in the video. It'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anything else with Star Yamaha there?
No.
Okay, let's move on to our next one here. Monster Cowie. Team Fried, Jason Anderson, second in points last year. Most wins without a title in history. Everybody's been over that. Worst finish, 21st in Detroit.
Yeah, when he blew
I think
his
it was
shoulder out.
Detroit.
No, he blew his head out and fell off.
Yeah,
Well, he blew
that
out
was when.
everything.
He blew his head
But
off.
didn't he land on his shoulder though? When he what?
No,
when he-
no.
He
It-
literally pulled over and stumbled.
I was gonna say, because remember, it was that there was that section
after
that
the
went
finish.
across the stadium, and then the 90 into the finish, and he screwed up that section and then slammed into the ground. Because we were watching it, I was like, "Oh my god, he just died!" And then he stumbled, and I was like, "Dude, did you see that? That's scary." Because I got a little nervous when that
It was
happened.
scary. Like he was literally arm around shoulder getting walked
He was ripping last year, absolutely ripping. Now, what's this year going to look like?
better,
I think it's gonna look even. Better.
better.
It's scary that he will be better, but
On the board for title contender, correct?
oh,
better.
100%.
Okay, great. Just
Better.
wanted to make sure. Did you guys see the video, the Insta banger of him the other day getting sideways, going up that dragon's back or something, like pulling it back, and then he like looks over. He's like, "Did you guys see that?"
Yeah, that was sick.
Wild.
He's gonna
wild.
God, he's gonna be good.
How many wins do you think he gets?
How many did he get last year?
7.
Well, we have another person to talk about later, and if we talk about Eli, it's going to be really hard to divvy up more than that because I think there's only going to be maybe 4, possibly 5 guys that win races. I think 7 again. I think that's a good number.
I'm gonna go with 5.
Okay, well,
Okay.
with him winning races, and if he's even better, he's got another year under the bike. Got more.
Bike has
development.
not changed.
Bike has not changed, so that's a
Has
big
not
plus.
changed. I think Brock Tickle is a really good person in his corner.
They have a good rapport as well.
Yeah, he gets along with everybody around
Yeah.
him, and that's the kind of guy when he's having fun on his dirt bike. It's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
So another year on that bike,
And he's
same
healthy.
thing,
He's healthy.
married, has a kid on the way,
Just loving life.
loving life, man. Like
Home life.
I don't know. He's
Home
gonna be
life.
dangerous. The only thing is, will he tone his aggression back? It got him into a little bit of trouble last year, and I think that's why he didn't win a title. if Mookie wouldn't have taken him out at Daytona.
So there was like a 3-race stint, and they've talked about this on several shows I've listened to this week. There was like a 3-race stint there where he had like the 21st because he crashed and a couple other things, and it cost him like 51 points.
But then he goes off and wins out.
Yeah, wins like the last 3.
And everybody can talk about Eli.
It was literally those 3. Like who was talking about it? Donnie from Moto, I think the other day. There was something with him and like Kellen and somebody else, maybe Weege. And they were talking about it, and he's like, literally, if you go back and you give him even, say, 5th place points, he wins by like 30-some points last year.
Well, and
like,
up until,
wild.
Up until Detroit, and we had talked about this a lot on every show because it was a 2-horse race at that point, and then it ultimately ended up being a 2-horse race. He had Eli's number.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Was it Arlington, the Triple Crown, where he catches him, passes him, sits behind him, paces him for a few laps, seeing what he's doing, and then he just pulls the trigger, and then Eli lashed onto him, but he never could make anything happen.
Well,
and I was like, that was the turning point for me. I was like, this was Ando's title to lose, and I know that all the Eli bandwagon people are going to be like, well, he didn't win the title.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't win the title, and that's fine. But I truly believe that Ando, had A1 not happen, Ando would have... He would have had points to lose after Detroit.
And I think he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's like, I want another one. I want another one of these titles. And I want to feel
because
good
of the
about
shit that everybody, inclling us,
have
talked
given
about
him
since 2018.
Yep.
And then he's just like, sorry, guys. I still can do this.
Now, let me ask you this. That little run there of 3 races or 4, whatever it was in a row where he had issues like that, is that a thing like what Tomac turned off last year, where it's like he needed to be like, okay, I'm just going to settle in and get, because Detroit, he was second.
No, well, he was winning. Eli passed him, and then he latched onto him, and then they were just playing follow the leader.
But was that a thing of like he should have just gone? You know what? It's fine. Like I'll just take the second.
Should have just chilled on that one.
I also think that track was,
because I don't feel like Jason necessarily has that chill, and we haven't seen that out of Eli until last year either. So,
well, the other thing about Jason too, that these guys I don't think they don't really know how to ride against it. If that makes sense. And we saw it with Eli. Anytime Eli would make a pass, would catch Jason.
Yeah.
Pass him in the corner. Jason would know it's coming. Up and undercut. Pass right back.
He anticipates things.
Racecraft's good. Racecraft's good.
Just
counterattack good. And those guys don't know how to deal with that. The only person they deal with that with is Barcia, but they're usually on the ground. They just stay away from it.
Can I make a comment that will go back years and years that I think that not a lot of people, and it's funny that you bring that up. I think all those years of riding with Marv at the Baker's factory, I think that's where he got that from.
Could be.
Why?
Because Marv, he's very good at anticipating things. He's one of those guys who gets into on the corners. He squares down right at the entering of the corner, and it's the French thing too. I think all those years of riding with Marv, and I know that Ando and Marv have been over this, don't really like each other or whatever, but I think that he picked up on that kind of stuff because if you go back early into Jason's 450 career, Jason never really did that stuff.
You know what I think it is? Watching old videos of Stu. Stu was good at that shit. And Jason, here's my theory. Jason had an interview, and he's like, and he was talking, I think it was a Gypsy interview or something, and he's like, you know, you have a spotter up there, and he'll tell me what to do and all that. I can't figure it out. But if you got a guy that's sitting there with video, if I can watch the video, I can decipher and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Jason's at a point in his career that he, kind of like with Eli, I think he knows who he is, and he's fine with that, where a lot of these other guys, I think that they got a lot of stuff going on in their minds of who they're trying to be. I think that Jason is just fine with who he is, and that goes into the races where he just has this calm. Because when do you ever see Anderson stressed out?
No.
Like when do you ever see him pissed off? Outside of that 1 year with Freeze years ago, where they got into it in the tunnel.
Honestly, it'll be amazing if he makes it through his career with Cowie here and doesn't get fucking burnt.
We know where he's going to go.
Yeah, but here's the thing: that's not till 2025, and his deal's up next year. So, is he going to do a 1 year deal with Cowie?
I don't know.
Where do you think he's going?
Triumph.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be real.
I'll be honest. There's no such thing as a stupid question. That was fucking dumb.
Triumph. I thought you were talking World Supercross.
No.
Well, he might do that at that point.
I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, Anderson. I think he's just going to be as good as last year. Man, it's scary to think that he could be better.
But I think he will be.
I think he will be. I really do.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because that's the thing. He hadn't been on a Kawasaki since his amateur career. Since his amateur, what was it, 2011, 2010? So that.
Yeah, another thing to point out too, his starts were there.
Yeah.
Jason's notoriously been a shitty starter, and they got that figured out.
Yeah, when he won his title, what did he get? Like 3 starts that entire year?
Something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's gonna be really good.
Okay, moving on to the next Monster Cowie guy here.
Oh boy,
dude. Hey, I don't know if you looked at the notes. I got lots of question marks here.
oh Jesus, you should.
AC
Should have question marks right through
you
his
go
name.
first, and then we'll all...
2 races last year. A1, 11th,
All right,
Oakland,
let me put up my
12th. Did anybody listen
Fire
to
it
the
off.
anybody
Start.
listen to the interview he did with Pulp?
No.
That's on my note thing, so keep it real. Keep it rolling. What do you got?
Wasn't upbeat
Did he
AC.
talk about an injury?
So they talked about
Fill our guy in here. Fill our listeners
I
in
know,
as
because
well.
he's Mr. Motocross, but he doesn't listen to anything.
I don't like Steve.
Okay, you
don't
don't
like
have
AC.
to like Steve. Do you like information so you can talk about it?
Nah, it's
not
fine.
sound like a fucking moron.
I don't
Listen,
sound
you
like
might
a
not
moron.
be able to like Steve or whatever, but you got to respect him.
I'll listen to Michael Lindsay. That's about it. And Jace.
Anyway, the interview he did with Steve was not upbeat, and I've only listened to the part about the retirement thing, the YouTube
Dude,
clip.
It was down.
It was,
depressing.
you know, AC's usually like pumped up and stuff like. It was not that. It was not that. So I don't know what's going on for sure. Me and Cooksey talked about this in the last show. I don't think that arm's healed the way it's supposed to be. From what I've heard rumor mills around is it's still going numb, but it's at different times now. Now the crazy thing is, and they talked about this on that Pulp interview, he basically rode last year those 2 rounds with one arm and was fucking leading, which is wild to think about. That you are, I mean, you can say whatever you want because you're an AC hater, so you can say whatever you want, but it's wild to think that that dude with one arm can beat all these guys still. So then it's like, okay, and I know it's not, and we don't really know if he did have 2 arms, like, how good is he? You know, like, is he Jet Lawrence status and running away from these guys then? Like, he's got it figured. I don't know. There's huge question marks here. He only raced 2 rounds last year before he blew his knee out. He's now blown his knee out. That's fixed. The arm was supposedly fixed. I'm hearing it's not fixed. We're not really sure. I don't know. The interview didn't sound positive,
The
though.
interview was... He was just...
It's like his
spilling
dog
himself
died.
out. He was just like... I know who I am, and I know who I can be, and I'm just accepted who I am, and like all this kind of shit. And I just like, he's usually, you know, he had a vlog, he had all this stuff. He's usually out there for his fans and stuff.
I told
It's
his mechanic this summer he need to bring the vlog back. We have not seen a vlog.
It's been quiet, man.
Very
And
quiet.
That's
And I'm bowing out by round 6.
I'm
And then you'll never see AC again.
no.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
AC
you will.
Will be in the sport.
You will.
No.
He'll be
I
an
mean
announcer.
racing. I mean
oh,
racing.
okay.
I don't
No,
know.
he's
man.
he's either gonna go into a role where he's gonna go into TV because we've all talked about how charismatic he is, how good he is. Although I think might be a little hard for him the first couple times, being that he knows he's never gonna race again. Or he'll be in the industry, whether it's working with riders, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do the Josh Hill route where he's kind of like, hey, working with athletes or whatever.
It's another huge miss if he's not part of the TV.
But
deal.
he'll bow out round 6, and I think that'll be the last time you see AC race ever again.
It's a bummer, man, because this sport needs that kid. Mm-hmm. All the hype that he had growing up.
just the attitude and the way he is with the media and stuff. Yeah. And I mean, it's really just one of those things of like, man, what could have been after looking at his first few Supercrosses, what he's done since then, speed wise, like all this crap. It's like, dude, if we could have just got you with someone who didn't make you brittle from the start, it would have been so much better. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Like I said, I have huge question marks. I'm not going to say he's going to bow out by round 6. I give him mad props because if my arm is going as a local vet racer, if my arm is going numb 10 minutes into riding, I'm probably not riding. Even as just a local, even going out where I'm like, okay, at 10 minutes I can get off the track as soon as I can't feel my arm. Because I can't imagine, I mean, as a guy who gets arm pump and can still feel the bars, but like my arms don't work the way they should after a while, it's like I can't even imagine my arm going numb and I can't feel the bar. Like, I don't know. And then it's wild, like I said, when you think about it too, and it's like, he's going out leading laps and essentially riding with one arm. Like, I don't know. It's a wild thing.
And maybe what he needs is to do a complete reset. Maybe
That's been what this is, man.
try to get that thing fixed, maybe.
He did the ayahuasca trip. He went and got that.
But still, like,
he got that nerve thing done. Nerves are just finicky. Like, you can get it fixed, but you never know if it's actually fixed until you go to do it. And apparently it was supposed to be fixed. They went and did it, and it's not. So from what I heard, I mean, we don't know. We're not riding the bike. We're not him. We're not in that camp. But from what I'm hearing from people who would probably know, it's not good.
yeah, that sucks, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
this sport, it better, love him or hate him, it's better with him in it.
Yeah.
So.
One more question for you guys here before we move on from Kawasaki. Is there a third bike on the track during Supercross?
Outdoors there will be.
Well, we know that.
No. Faulkner.
Who's the third one out?
Faulkner. Faulkner's already confirmed for 450 outdoors.
That's confirmed.
Yep, it's confirmed. 450 outdoors. Wow, that's if he's healthy.
Yeah. If he makes it through
Well,
Supercross.
Well, it's because of the deal that Kawasaki promised him all those
Well,
years ago.
Side note, though, Faulkner's with a new trainer and stuff like that. So
Who's he with now?
Well,
I
wait a
don't-
minute.
he
I
mentioned
didn't
it-
even know he was with somebody.
He mentioned it in one of his vlogs. He's with a new
The All
guy.
Fun vlogs? God, I love those.
They
You
aren't
really?
bad.
Yeah, I do. I do like them. It's
I've
got a
only watched,
90s.
I've
aren't
only
bad,
watched like
so-
one, so.
Side note here, since we're talking about Faulkner, he was mentioning something about a Dunlop like some fucking tire that I've never even heard of. So he was
Maybe it's a 756 comeback.
he was talking about like this custom compound basically, and like talking about it, and I'm like, what the fuck? I can't get my hands on that. So it was kind of interesting. And plus, I know Justin from Sleeping with Sirens, and he went to a Sleeping with Sirens concert, and Justin was in it, and all that kind of stuff. But,
Cool.
no, he's got a new trainer and whatnot, and he's working with two guys that we'll talk about later.
Okay.
Yeah, but he will be on it for outdoors if he's obviously healthy.
But no chance there's a third bike for indoors.
Honestly, it's really stupid to me.
I
and-
think so too.
Well, I think that it should be Brock Tickle, but I think that Brock has also said
Brock's not racing anymore.
that's the point.
No,
if
I
it's going to
think
be,
the number-
then there's going to be nobody. It's going to
I
just
think
be
there's
Anderson.
I think there's a number 17 waiting in the ship.
We'll talk about him in a little bit.
God, that'd be great.
Those were
I think he should have been on the team to begin with.
Probably. All right, let's move on here. Next team up, Rockstar Husky. Mookie, third in points. Best finish a second at Detroit, Glendale, and Denver. Did not realize he got second 3 times last. It's amazing when you start going through this stuff, the stuff you forget from the previous season. Worst finish in 9th at St. Louis, which was like this, like Detroit and St. Louis, everybody
That's why
died.
he almost died before the tunnel.
Everybody died at Detroit and St. Louis. So, I mean, there's not much room for improvement here. And when you start looking at the guys he's got to beat to be better than that, it's
Still
like,
going to win?
I don't know, man.
No.
I don't think so.
I know where I'm at with it. Where are you at, Justin? Then I'll go.
I agree with Travis. Like the bike, we've all talked about the bike. The bike is dookie, but he rode the last year with the bike being
Mookie.
Oh my God.
Nobody's going to hashtag that.
Mookie's on the dookie.
Nobody
Might be on something else, but
Whoa.
I think
relax.
he's going to be the same dude. I mean, he's going to be crazy fast. He's probably going to lead some races. And then I think those races that he is leading, he's either going to make a mental mistake or his cardio's not going to be there for the whole 20+1.
I think that's not an issue now.
I don't think the cardio was an issue last
Did you
year.
guys watch the Husky stuff? He talked about it plenty of times that a few of the rounds, like he had nothing at the end of the mains. The Husky, like the following behind the scenes thing.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
See
it.
that Baker diet he's on. He needs some meat.
Need some
What was it?
carbs.
Was it San Diego? He talks about like 15 minutes in, he had nothing. He couldn't go.
Interesting.
So it is an issue. I think it's going to be the same thing. Like he's going to be crazy fast, probably top of the board after qualifying, and then second will probably be his best finish.
Yeah, I don't see him making any. Like, I think this is pretty topped out. Now, it's one of those things. If he gets a win, I'm gonna go, well, he did it. If he doesn't, I'm gonna be like, yep, saw that coming too. So
Yeah, quiet third and points. Did not like third and points. That's respectable.
quiet till the last round,
Do you think
yeah.
though?
and then he got dive bombed.
Very quiet third and points.
Do you think he'll be third in the points again?
I don't know. So I'm gonna go. This is a very Justin thing of myself to say.
Oh boy, here we go.
This
Waffle,
is
waffle,
who
waffle.
He is.
Oh god, I'm gonna stop saying that this year.
This is who he is. He might get third in points. He might get fourth in points. He might get second, third, fourth. But I don't think he can win. It's going to be the exact same season for Malcolm.
Yeah, I
Definitely
think
not
so
his
too.
brother.
I think it's just going to be the same kind of consistent, just work his way through it, barring a crash or anything like any of these guys. And I don't think he's going to improve on that because I just don't see him beating Ando or Tomac or any of these other guys we're going to get to here. So, all right, other guy on that team there, Christian Craig. I'll air quote rookie 450 year here.
Did the same thing.
Here's my big question. And
why do you already look?
You said you've watched some of this Husky stuff. I don't think that bike looks good in the whoops. Him and Mookie both looked like absolute dog shit at the team intro through the whoops.
They had the same issues last year, and he was fine.
Big James was heated.
See, but that's the thing, though, and we talked about this in Florida. You say that, but last year we do know those bikes were having the same problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And was Mookie fine?
He was okay. Here's the scary thing. If they did figure it out.
Oh my God, two fastest dude in the whoops.
I mean, two fastest dudes in the whoops, and then all of a sudden it's like Mookie could win at that point.
Maybe.
But like we talked about, we'd heard some things going on behind the scenes with these bikes that it was not good and that Big James was not happy.
Not happy.
Here's my conspiracy theory.
Oh boy.
I want you guys to tune in.
We need a conspiracy theory sponsor.
Sam Tripoli?
Sam Tripoli? Tinfoilhat.com?
Okay, well, I don't understand why KTM didn't do this, or maybe they did do this to try to get things figured out. Those bikes are obviously garbage in the whoops. The frame needs something done to it. Maybe it needs to be longer, stiffened up in a place.
It might need more rigidity to it.
Why not use your third brand, Gas that just came out? They've just released their factory edition. Why not make that frame just a little bit different? So they're in the States. They're legal. Mm-hmm. Bike is essentially legal with a different frame now. Paint them orange.
Isn't their new factory bike or whatever with gas? Isn't that just a 22?
Yeah, but they could make different.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because the 22s were the 21s, right? And now the 23s are the 22s.
Correct. Gas is a year behind.
Yes.
So now,
okay.
Why not use that year behind to change the frame up, get it in the States as a homologated quote.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
That makes common sense.
So from what I understand, they built that bike around. They built the Huskies and the KTM's around that rear shock for riding Supercross, and it got foobarred. Obviously, we've all seen it. It's foobarred. It's fucked. So. Yeah, I don't know, man. You would think that it's like, okay, we got 3 brands. We might as well do something with this brand and see what happens. But I don't know.
Yeah. KTM doesn't miss very often, but I think they're going to have a new model out sooner than later.
They missed last year, and from what I've seen so far, it doesn't look like it's getting any better this year. Now, what do you guys think Craig's best finish is this year?
Podium.
You think he's going to podium?
Podium.
Ugh. Here's what I've got. You want to know what my notes say exactly?
Yeah.
You hate Christian Craig? Yeah.
Pretty boy Craig will struggle unless the Baker juice gives him confidence.
So I'm a big Christian Craig fan.
Yeah, you have to say that now.
Me and Paige are friends. So that's a good time.
How? Can you fill me in on this?
I talked to her at Redbud.
Would you guys talk for 5 minutes just because she was being nice to you?
Yeah, we talked about vlogging cameras while we walked.
Yeah, and then she went in her camper and said, see ya.
No, actually.
And saw her later again in the day.
Yeah.
And then she was like, hey.
Yeah, actually, a funny story. I was walking with her, talking about vlogging cameras. Deegan came out of the tunnel. She stopped and talked to Deegan, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm just going to keep going. Like, I'm not going to be, like, a fanboy or anything like that. She then got done talking to Deegan and was like, oh, hey, wait up. And, like, caught back up to me. She's super nice. Made me a huge Christian Craig fan instantly.
He did. Like, I was surprised,
and then talked to me the whole way back to the VIP tank because she went up in the tower.
My view on Craig and Paige are skewed because of the Tristan Charbonneau interview.
And Craig was super nice to my chick and my kid with signing posters and stuff for him.
See, I was surprised too because I'm like the only Christian Craig fan on this show. And then after you told me that, I was like, wow, you actually swayed that much.
What about the Charbonneau thing?
I don't even know what the hell that is.
I know what you're talking about, and that does play a lot into it, but I also know Tristan, and I know that I think that he is... I'm not going to say that he made stuff up, but like...
I'm not saying back in the day Craig wasn't a fuck.
Charbonneau also... I mean, Christian is like his dad Mike in a way. Charbonneau is kind of...
Don't say that. He now... And there goes any chance of interviewing him now.
No, I'm not talking... Whatever. You guys totally don't get it, because you weren't around Christian when he was an amateur. Charbonneau, like, he has this feel of resentment that, like, the industry owes him things, and he was also a little
Maybe that's what it
fuckhead
is.
back in the day.
I mean, say I mean, Craig might have been different back in the day, but
No, he's totally different.
I believe
I
him.
like him.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
I like who the person he, and he's. People forget
his
the dude
wife.
was.
His wife made me a fan of him,
People
and
forget,
not because
like,
of her
this
looks.
dude
so.
almost was in a wheelchair for the rest of his
Yeah.
life. He's been through shit.
Yeah.
He has been through some shit. So you guys are swaying me a little bit. You're swaying me a little
Look,
bit.
I'm not going to say he's going to podium the whole year and he's going to win races,
No.
but I do think he gets a podium.
Maybe.
Like, dude, he's got
I
finally
could
got that
see it.
title.
Okay, I could see
Later
it.
in the year, I could see it, yes.
He's got the monkey off of his back. Like, dude, I think he's in a good place now mentally. And we didn't get to talk about this because you didn't come to the outdoor stuff, like the show. But he surprised me, and I know he'd raced 450s outdoors before, but me and him both thought that, like, maybe around 6th or 7th, he's going to have a couple sneaky good races. Dude, outdoors, he was really fucking good. And I think that...
Really good.
Iconic Craig and Dungy battles.
Iconic.
God, they
bro.
were great. Oh, Southwick.
Crazy thing is, they're like the same age. Dungy's
Yeah,
been
that is-
retired for 5
That is
years.
really wild to think about.
Oh man.
Look, I'm not going to say he's going to light the world on fire, but I do think he can get a podium.
I think the big thing is, do they get the bike set up where it'll go through the whoops for him? If they struggle with that all year, I don't see him getting out of the box. If they can get that kind of figured out, okay.
I think another big thing is how is he going to adapt to the Alden Baker program?
That could be interesting too.
Well, if he gets injured, he's just going to get a shot.
It's there's the behind the scenes things too. You got the Baker program.
Mm-hmm.
He's on a new diet, new all that shit. But who has been a part of the Baker program with a wife and 3 kids?
Yeah.
Like
Zacho would be the only one that I would think
Yeah.
of that had.
and what he last 2 years, he didn't start popping them out until the end of his career.
Yeah.
Jagger's at the age where he can go ride and do things by himself. Christian's gonna have to miss out on that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know. We'll see.
Side
man.
note to the Baker thing, even though this has nothing to do with Craig, the funny thing is, at that team intro, and I don't know if you guys watched the KTM one, they were talking to Vial, and they were like, hey, how does the whole Baker thing? And he just goes, yeah, it's kind of the same program I always had. And I'm just thinking, so does that mean you were juicing?
I would imagine it probably trickled over to the overseas stuff.
Yeah, we'll see.
KTM group.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll cover one more team here, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back and do the rest of this. So last team here for this first half, Gas. So Barcia, 5th in points last year, torpedoed a bunch of people. Had a
Shocking.
Actually, I'm not gonna make that joke. Best finish of 2nd at Indy and worst finish of 9th at San Diego. He's also a huge Team Fried person. And
Do him and Ando get into it at some point again this year?
here's the question: how many people does he torpedo?
3.
3? That's it?
Yeah.
29 and a half.
I think he gets into the side of Craig at some point.
29 and a half. And I only mean half because he's only going to get the back of the bike.
I'm going with 10.
Yeah.
I'm going with 10. At 10 rounds, he torpedoes
I don't
somebody.
know. Barcia's 5 to 10. He's at the tail end of his career or whatever.
Man, he keeps saying he wants to race more, and I'm just like, with who?
Yeah.
I don't know. I lost a lot of respect for him with the whole Mookie thing. However,
He owned it,
he
though.
did own it.
He did own
He
it.
did own it.
And he doesn't
He
care.
doesn't do that much.
So here's what I keep hearing though. I hear that like the only reason Gas is a singular 450 team is because of him, and that once he leaves, they will go to 2 bikes.
Well, hey, guys. Good for
We
them.
could've had
that-
a guy like Savatgy. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, hey, man, they got a new team manager over there, so
dude, I heard about that. That's weird.
stupid.
That's
Yeah, I
weird.
don't
They
think that's
kicked.
gonna be a good one.
No, really? Talk about nepotism.
It's a.
For anybody that doesn't
That's a
know,
big word. What's that mean?
it means you favor your family or loved ones.
Well, I mean, it's a family business. Like
Yeah,
TLD
but
is still.
and
family
I would
business,
never
so.
question Troy Lee on any decision he makes. We're talking about a dude that's been there from the beginning.
Eh,
But for anybody that doesn't know, Troy's kid Max is now the new team manager at TLD, Gas, whatever. And I know that Tyler Keefe is still going to have a lot of say in what goes on, but
Yeah, because he's got what's his new role?
like
What'd they say?
race director or
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is.
Basically, team manager without the team manager role.
It's just you're talking about an actual child. Like Max is like I think 21, 22.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
It's
I don't know. I'm open-minded because the TLD track record hasn't been great with some of their signings.
It has not been super stupid.
I just don't know how if you're a rider on that team, and we all know that a lot of these riders don't really pay attention to half of their managers as it is, their team managers and their own managers. But if you're Barcia, if you're Pierce, if you're Mosman, how are you going to look at a kid that is, first off, outside of Pierce, younger than you, and a kid that...
The only team manager I want for my team is David Villeman.
I mean, I'd like Jensen Hendler and, Brad Hoffman and all those guys.
David Villeman.
No, anyways. I just don't think there's going to be a respect factor. So, like, if Max is sitting there trying to, like, talk to him about things, you really think that the guys are going to, like, listen to him at all?
I don't know. That's going to be a weird dynamic.
Because it's going to be like, oh, you're just Troy Lee's son. That's the only reason you got this job.
I don't know. That's going to be weird. I didn't know he was that young.
Yeah,
I just found out about
it. He tried
yesterday.
racing and tried like making a career, and he sucked.
And he was okay at like Supermoto, but still, once again, different thing. And I just when I saw that, I'm like, wow, that's not good.
I don't know if that was a good move.
I don't know if that's a good move either.
Not good.
So I don't know. Interesting. So. I mean, does he get on the box? Does he win a race?
Yeah, back to Barcia.
Back to Barcia. Away from the actual TLD
Whole
team.
shots quite a few races and probably gets like 4.
Did he get a bunch of whole shots last year?
No, I just think that just Barcia.
Did he get a bunch last year? No, I just think it's Barcia.
It's just
fine.
Barcia.
Yeah,
like he pulls shit out of his ass.
Yeah, he'll be balls fast at some random rounds. Like I don't know if they figured something out at the end of the year last year, but he came on strong. And where did he take Anderson out? Was that St. Louis or Indy?
He took Ando out at A1.
No, the second one.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, the second
where
one,
he
I
just
don't
kind of gave the little the wave.
I don't know. Bogle won't be there to torpedo him back this year, though. That'll be sad.
Sad emoji. No more Bogle.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's just going to be the same guy. The only other thing that I think will be interesting is, again, he's on the new chassis, whereas last year he got to ride the old bike.
But they love it, guys.
It's so great. Yeah, I did hear
Look,
that.
man,
The team
maybe if
is
he's riding
so
like
great.
Dookie halfway in the season, since he's all 2-stroke now, he'll just end up on a 252-stroke.
I mean, that'd probably be the best.
It probably would. He would probably get like 10th, but he would get a lot more fans.
There are some local people that went down to the Bamland training thing, said he was the nicest guy ever, which I have heard. That off the bike, he's nice.
He's not like he's a terrible dude. Like,
Yeah.
Puts
people
his helmet on, though. He's a fucking idiot.
He is a moron, dude.
Well,
with
it's
the
because it
helmet on.
compresses his brain and it just goes off oxygen and
Just
it's just like,
squeezes
No,
his
I
head.
know what it is. It's
stop!
Here we go. Here we nope.
Stop!
No,
Hey,
we're not.
I know what it is.
No,
I know what it
no.
is.
Cut
You know
the camera.
what?
Cut it.
You know
Cut.
what? There we go. I paused his mic. So, yeah, I muted you. So,
Oh, fire me back up. Those tight pants.
oh my God! Nope, you're back. You're off. You're off. We're not talking about
Nope,
Barcia's
don't even say it.
stuff. We're not talking about Barcia's stuff. He had a kid. Good for him.
Good for
anyway.
Hey, hang on though. Turn that back on though. Moto memes is back at it.
Oh God! Here we
jeez.
go. Moto memes killing it.
Hey man, I'm just gonna say that Moto memes had this picture of Levi Kitchen, and he's right in the running.
Oh my God!
Now you're talking about a kid.
Who's dating a kid?
Wait,
Oh my
what?
God. Okay, stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Whoa.
Stop.
Anyway,
Does he-
it's pretty comparable.
Does he get on the box?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Because we all kind of thought he would, be the same guy last year, and for a
Yeah.
moment, for a while, he was. And then there was parts of the season where I just forgot that he was.
I was
out
gonna say,
there.
I'll be real honest.
I'm gonna be real honest.
I'm gonna
with
be
you.
real honest with you. I think he's irrelevant this year.
Yeah, I mean,
same.
he'll probably be the same dude he
He
always
needs
is.
to. He needs to do. He needs
That's
to.
just who he is.
Just
And outdoors was really bad for him. So.
And this sounds terrible because we're just fucking morons sitting here in our chairs in a barn in Michigan. He needs to retire and just do Bamland training camps and just do stuff like
just
that.
do 2-stroke content, man.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
I mean, he could continue doing the BAM TV or whatever. I would love to watch him go out and ride in the hills or something like that.
Which, by the way, I have a couple things of him riding the 2-stroke at the Bamland training thing. So
Were they filmed on a pineapple?
No, they were filmed on an iPhone and a good one.
Did you just say a pineapple?
They were not filmed on a Game Boy Color.
What?
Anyway, all
it
right.
is. That was
Anything else with any of those we've talked about so far?
No.
Okay.
Oh, dude, that's good.
Let's take a break. I got to take a leak like a racehorse here. We'll come back. We've got Honda, KTM, Hep Suzuki, and our Outliers. And, we'll roll through the rest of this, talk about anything else we want to, because we're making great time, boys.
Making great content.
We'll be right back. And we're back. 3, 2, 1. All right, and we're back. Last 3 teams here. Outliers. Look, all the claps help. If you fart again, you're leaving.
Why?
We will do the show by ourselves. Why? Because it smells like shit.
I came in here, so
The studio's great. Yeah, it really smells like fart in here.
hey, hear me out.
You
I
sound
come in
like
here.
a 65-year-old dad on Christmas. Get your fucking ass in the chair now.
All right, well, hear me out.
No.
It's a brand new chair that you are fucking
Wow,
desecrating.
that's
Good,
your
I'm
chair.
making it
That
mine.
is your chair.
I'm making it mine.
I know, I'm labeling it when you leave. I'm putting tape on the back with your name.
That is your chair from now on.
You guys made it a point that you couldn't smell. None of you guys' noses are working. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just let it rip.
I didn't say my nose wasn't working. I say I've been kind of fighting something off since we got back from Florida. Justin's got it now.
Well,
the kid has had it.
I just cleared you guys out.
Oh, my God. Okay, let's get back into this here. Next team up, Honda HRC. So,
Hey,
oh, boy.
are you putting the other Honda guys in here too, or are you going to separate them?
The other Honda guys.
Other Honda guys.
What about Firepower?
No.
Moto Concept?
No.
Well, I mean, Firepower just has Dino, and
don't-
Moto Concepts doesn't have anybody.
I was going to say, I don't think
they
I'm...
got select guys, and I think Moto Concept is worth talking about.
Wait,
Okay,
is it
bring them up at the end if
is
you
it
have notes.
Is it confirmed though that either one of them are doing 450 rounds?
I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
I didn't put them on my list because I couldn't find...
Firepower is
you couldn't
Your
find- you
point,
couldn't
I
find
could
a
not
list?
find
Okay,
any
thank you.
information
Hey,
on it or
Firepower
hear
is
anything
pointless
about it.
because
So
it's
there's a
just
little
Dino.
bit of,
Yeah. So anyway, so HRC. So Sexton, 6th in points last year, 1 win, 22nd in Detroit. Lots of big crashes.
Lots of crashes.
God, do you
Just
remember that
spectacular.
Minneapolis one where he folded the wheel in half?
I mean, where he knifed the front end and bounced up and
Folded
over the
the wheel
face?
in half.
yeah, when he
Yeah.
got carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, everybody did. Okay. Great outdoor season, which I know translates nothing into
But
indoors.
mentally, it does though.
Yeah.
Mentally,
How'd that work out for Dylan?
What do you mean? Nobody ever said.
Do you want me to rewind you want me to pull the clip from, was it last year?
Sexton didn't win a title though.
Last year? Oh, he won the title. He's winning indoors. He's so fucking good.
Aren't you the Chase Sexton fanatic on this show? Why are you talking shit about your boy?
I enjoy Sexton.
He is such a contradictive
Oh
asshole.
my god.
He is, dude.
Here we go. No, we're gonna get to my boy here. Don't you worry.
What?
Anyway, how many races does he win
Cycles
this year?
through boys.
I know, dude. He's got so many. And the moment the Jet starts sucking ass, if that ever happens, he's gonna be like, nope, ship him off.
So
How
when
many-
Sexton starts sucking, you're gonna start sucking Craig.
How many races does he win?
4.
4?
5.
5?
Title contender.
Title contender. Okay.
Title contender, yes.
So
but
we're
I
all on the
still-
same page with that.
But I still think there's gonna be
He's gonna have
little
moments.
blemishes.
Little blemishes?
Yes.
Like just one that cost him the title, or he's gonna have a few like Ando last year?
1 or 2. I
Now-
also go back to Paulo when he's got all the pressure on his shoulders of winning a title,
Okay.
and he weeds it.
Now,
Okay.
do you think it's going to be because of pressure from somebody that's just latched onto him, or do you think it's going to be normal Chase Sexton where he's just not using his brain?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Because we've talked about this before, the way I feel about with Chase is he's so talented that sometimes I think he just reacts instead of processing things.
100%.
And I think that's a lot of his crashes. That's why I got to ask, do we think it's that, or do we think it's because it's actually somebody that's like really putting the pressure on him?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, dude, he held up.
I
he didn't win
think-
the title, but he held
yeah.
up with Eli.
He
So
did. He did. He went all year, which we questioned the entire season.
And once again, you are right. Supercross is totally different, a lot more high intensity, really early. But I think that for him, I think that's going to help a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
The pressure there, man. I think he.
and of all people, Eli Tomac. So it's
How old is Sexton? 23, 24?
Something like that.
He's
Yeah,
right
around
on the
20.
edge of that.
maybe 23.
He's got
That maturity.
He's got to get it done though, right?
He's still
No. Well, I mean, he's got a
He's
jam
running
deal
on,
signed up though.
He's running on limited time here before he's in trouble. Well, they're all in trouble.
Why he's
Oh,
going to
shut!
KTM.
Oh my God, dude!
Doesn't
No,
matter,
he's
he's going
not.
to
He's not
KTM.
talking about that. He's talking about the kid that's moving up.
Well, no shit. I don't know what kind of limited time you're talking about. Like limited time as in like a career in the sport, or
Oh no! He's
I was
still
just
got
gonna say,
6
you're
years or
fucking
so, six to 10 years,
6 to 9 probably.
6 to 9 years left in the sport. But I'm just saying,
he had to get a Jet Lawrence reference in there, like subliminal, like
Jet's
right
on my
before-
list for later. Don't worry, we'll talk
Oh
about
my
him.
God, here we go. Just
Don't worry, we'll talk about him.
Judas Priest.
anyways, yeah, title contender wins, but yeah, I do agree with Cole. I think that just one mishap, I think,
1 or
might
2.
cost him a title.
1 or 2.
But honestly, if he wins the title, it wouldn't shock me.
I don't think he's been able to figure out who he is yet. He really needs to find himself.
I think he will when he goes to KTM.
I have one thing that I have to say about him. If at any point he comes out and he feeds into the whole Michael Jordan thing again, I'm gonna get super pissed.
There he
Did you see
did.
the gear for A1?
Oh my God! Do you fucking can you get on the
You
internet
need
once
to
in a
get out
while?
of a rock, dude.
Like I cannot have you on the show if you cannot keep up with
his
this shit.
A1 gear is literally a Michael Jordan
Replica.
jersey.
Yeah,
Replica.
I seen it.
Oh,
Smart
okay.
asses. I'm saying
you're
that all
the one-
year last year.
Did he not just make a comment of like, well, if he leans into this Michael Jordan, he
He's
literally
already
is
had.
leaning into it.
all year.
How much more leaned into it do you want him to
One
be?
time
He
is a
runs
lot
the
different than
23.
17 rounds.
He's
how
had
about his
three.
goggles that are North Carolina blue?
That's okay. That's fine.
That's a
with me.
Michael Jordan reference.
How
That's
are you
okay.
gonna,
You
how are
know-
you gonna hate on that? You just wore Jordans the entire week we were in Florida.
Chase Sexton is a white kid from Illinois that grew up with money. He's not Michael Jordan. There's a big difference between me and Chase Sexton.
You're a white kid from Michigan who grew up at the dirt bike track. Also, there's a big difference between.
I
you
didn't
and
grow
Michael
up with
Jordan.
money. He did.
Oh my god,
You guys are idiots.
I cannot handle this guy.
You guys are really idiots.
I think he
Yes,
hates
he
him.
does go a little overboard with the Jordan.
and also the
It's
North
one of those
Carolina
things. He hates him because he ain't.
and also the North Carolina blue things. Not everybody's going to know what that is.
I respect the Michael Jordan thing because maybe it motivates him. Have you ever watched The Last Dance?
Of course.
And
I
I
think
took that shit personally.
I think every person should watch that and have that mentality if
Yes.
they want to be great at something.
I take that shit personally.
I take you personally.
This was
No,
our
that's what happened.
See what I
That
deal
is
with,
shit.
man, all the time.
this was our joke. This was our joke in Florida the whole week, and I took that personally.
Because he
Listen,
takes
listen.
everything personally.
Listen, this is Chase Sexton's issue. He needs to start taking things more personally. He needs to live up to his Michael Jordan thing and start taking things personally.
That man is never going to live up to Michael Jordan. There's nobody that can. Anyways,
Hey, if Eli, if he passes you a little aggressive, take that shit personally.
just run him off a berm, dude. Just
Yeah.
running in deep.
In practice,
Take it personally.
I mean, he's going to
First
try to take out
practice.
Jett all summer, so why not?
I mean, land on him.
you know when Cooper Webb's talking shit about his blonde tips at the line, take that shit personally.
I don't think anybody's got
Just
to
turn left out of the gate.
I don't think anybody has to worry.
Why even wait?
I don't think anybody's got to worry about Cooper Webb this year.
So anyway, okay, so
Did you
we're all
fart again?
we're all agreeing on multiple wins and title contender on Sexton.
And
Okay,
one blunder that's gonna ruin it.
One blunder.
And one blunder.
Probably A1.
okay.
Or I don't know. He almost won A1 last year.
I
Never
don't
mind.
know. He
I might-
about died on that step off last year too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. All right. Now his teammate, Colt Nichols,
We are a big fan of Colt Nichols.
SX only, rookie, and I have to give you credit. On the preview show last year, you made a or maybe it wasn't the preview show, maybe it was one later in the season. You made the comment, someone like HRC should hire Nichols for Supercross only. You specifically said that.
said that?
I have a note somewhere because I'm gonna cut
Insert
it and
clip
put
now.
it into this. Yeah.
Wow.
For a short of you saying this last year. So bravo. You know what?
It's about
Hey, there's a clapping sound going on right now. You can't hear it. Sorry.
hey, it's about time I get some recognition around.
So
here.
yeah, so okay, so what does he do though? And we've had some videos courtesy of our West Coast contributor, shout out Isaac, of Colt riding and out at Elsinore.
we gotta get hang on. We gotta get Isaac an iPhone 12 or
You mean not a Game Boy Color? Love the guy, but he's filming on an iPhone 6. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we need to figure out maybe do like a raffle or we gotta figure something out. Get
Do
this
you
guy
do
a
you
phone.
have an iPhone 12, an old one?
I don't know.
See, I think I got an X, but which is better, but it's still not great. We need to get him like a 13 or 14.
I don't know. Hey, anybody comment down below on this video? Give us some feedback. If we have a raffle or something, would you guys participate? We'll
Give
raffle
a kid a
off.
free iPhone.
I got a
don't know.
Scott Meshy jersey with number 84.
I don't know. We'll raffle off some Pro Taper bars, or we'll raffle off some shit and get our boy out west a better
camera.
yeah, yeah. No, we appreciate the hell out of what he does for us. We just
Yeah, he's a great kid, man. He's going to be on the show here this year, too.
I want to help him help us.
Yes. Yes.
Help me help you.
Help me help you.
Right. It's a domino effect. you know?
Yeah.
That's
So,
how
Get
life
back to-
operates, in my opinion.
Are we going to get back to Colt Nichols?
yeah, so back to Colt Nichols. What does he do this year?
First off, I want to say I'm stoked for him. Mm-hmm. I think that is an awesome opportunity. Couldn't happen to a better guy. I really hope he stays healthy. If he gets hurt, that's going to be such a bummer, man. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. However, I think he's in a really good place just because he's a good fucking dude. Mm-hmm. If you're a good dude, it's going to get you places. You know, with the team, already getting along with everybody. I think Trey Kennard was a big reason he's on that team anyway as well. Trey's hurt. Colt's doing testing duties and stuff now. I think that maybe that, you know, they keep him around for that value. Maybe he doesn't give you your top fives. Yeah, I think he'll be around top five, maybe. But maybe he doesn't give you the results. He adds a lot more value on the back end. And again, I can't say it enough. He's a good fucking dude. People like him.
Yep.
So I'm wishing all the best for Colt Nichols.
Okay, but you still haven't answered the question. What do you think he does?
I just told you. I think he's around 5th.
I could see it.
5 to 10.
I don't know if I'm in on that.
I could see it.
I like him. He's a good rider. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, let me tone that back. He's around 5th at the end of the year if he stays healthy, but I'll give him 8 to 10.
I go 6 to 12.
Hovers around the top 10.
I can see 5 to 10. We just forget that Colt Nichols is a Supercross. He's a Supercross specialist. Like, he's been good outdoors. I think he's had a few podiums in the 250, but mostly, 8 to 12 guy. Won a Supercross title. He was the fastest guy the year he won it. I know it was a 250 title. Whatever. We also forget last year, before he got hurt, he was leading that race at A1. He was one of the favorites to win that title.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Now, he's been off for a while. He's been on the bike for, a few months now? A month maybe? Month and a half?
Month and a half.
So it's going to take him a little bit still to get used to how
because he had other stuff he was doing. And
Yeah, but he's talking about that.
He was going with Rick Ware Racing to World Supercross, and then all of a sudden he wasn't.
And we also know that the jump to the 450 class is
no joke, man.
It's no joke.
Nope.
But he also is not a 19-year-old kid jumping into the 450 class. He's a little older now. He's been doing this for a while. I think he, like Cola said, he's an easy dude to get along with. I don't think he's picky by any means. I could see, and I don't agree with the whole, it's going to take till the end of the year. I think that at round 5, I think you really start to see who Colt is going to be in this class. And I could see a couple top 5s fairly early.
I just don't know, man, because when you just start going down the list, there are so many
we say this every
dudes.
year,
But there also are a lot of dudes, and we've already touched on a few teams, that we don't know how their bikes are going to do.
Yeah.
And they also have their same issues. Now, it is a little different where bike issues compared to jumping into a new class and and coming off being away for a year. But we know he's got the speed. We know that being motivated to train is not an issue with him because we all know Colt has an underdog story. I get where you could be hesitant, and a lot of people are proud. There's probably a lot of people out there that don't even think he'll be a top 10 dude.
Yeah.
And that's fair. He's missed a year of racing. But once again, he is a Supercross guy.
Yeah.
This is what his specialty is. It's what he yearns to do. He could probably give a shit less about outdoors.
And to be honest, I think even though it's a 1 year, and we're air quoting this again for the listeners, a 1 year SX only deal, I think it will turn into a 2 year SX only deal because I don't think we all have heard the worst kept secret, which is that Sexton's already going to KTM for 24, so we all know that. And then I don't think they're going to move Hunter up for Supercross next year.
No, he's looking at 2025.
I was going to say 2025. Hunter will probably
unless he wins.
Hunter will probably go the same route next year that Jett's going this year, which is 250 indoors and 450 outdoors. So they're going to need someone again for another year next year. He's already going to be familiar with the team and the bike, as long as he's not hurt and he doesn't completely shit the bed.
Yeah, because we know Hymas isn't going to be ready to take over that 250 mantle.
No, he is select 250 rounds this year.
Hymas?
Yeah.
Hymas said he's going east. He was going to do Supercross Futures and he's going east.
I've heard, actually, so a lot of what I hear is that no one really knows, but the official announcement, I'm going to say the official announcement was select rounds.
You know, if I'm a tangent,
I kind of like that,
Ryder D is going to do Futures again.
Dude, there's a lot of questions with a lot of this shit.
All right, yeah, sorry, I had to just get that.
I kind of like
so
it though.
Stupid.
Like, let these guys get their feet wet a little bit.
Ryder D though, I don't think though that Ryder D needs to go do the Futures again though.
Why?
Because he just did a whole year
you
of it.
don't want to see Hayden Deegan whoop his ass?
I don't even think Hayden Deegan's going to do Futures.
They're saying he might move right up too.
Yeah, I was going to say
we've talked about this. I agree with it too.
There are some heavy
Guillaume
rumors
Perez.
that he's going to ride East rounds too.
Yeah, no, I
Okay,
get
let
it.
these guys jump in and out.
You know who needs to go
I'm
ride
okay with
Futures?
it.
Jett Reynolds.
Is that kid alive?
No, I think he's.
I mean, I saw him in an advertisement the other day,
He's
but
riding a little bit. He's riding.
Yeah, and you want to hear... God, we're getting off a tangent. Last thing I'll say, then we got to go back into it. You know what I just heard? He might not be debuting till outdoors.
good. Thank you. Okay, great.
Good.
Now we're making some moves
Yeah,
here.
we have an idea what's going on, but really?
Now
Keep the
we're
man
making
off
some
the
moves.
Supercross track. And
No
keep
Dragon's
Colt
backs
Nichols
for
on a
Jett
high.
Reynolds ever. Just go around him, dude. I don't care if you lead, just go around him.
That's a whole nother
back
thing.
to Colt Nichols.
Back
Colt
to
Nichols, though, good season. I think he's going to be sneaky good, and I think that a lot of people aren't giving him the credit he deserves.
Okay, great. Anything else?
The sneaky rider of the year.
I actually agree with that. I think so.
Can we get a Snickers Sneaky Good sponsorship?
I don't know.
here?
Can we get the? I don't know what kind of spot. Who we got?
We need a lot of new
Who
sponsor.
we got right now? Sponsor.
We need a sneaker spot for a
sneaker
something sneaker sneaky
Get some
good
Adidas.
ride of the week.
We should
Get
make
some
our own
Hoka.
shoe company.
Or how do you say that?
We can make our own shoe company.
Maybe. Anyway,
Should have Wyatt Gilmore.
should we call
Oh,
up
is that what he
Yee?
does now?
Should we call up Yee and see if we can do a shoe
Who?
shoe collab?
Who?
Kanye, Yee,
Hey,
whatever
no.
Hey, you know who'd be
No.
This is off topic again too. People are gonna hate us right now, but Michigan people are gonna love this. You know who would have been a great candidate for the sneaky sneaker?
Freddie Freeze.
Fred Freeze and Freeze discount.
God,
Center.
I miss that guy.
This dude would show up to the track with box vans full of DC shoes, glow.
Keep in mind, every top amateur. At one point, he sponsored Eli Tomac.
Villapoto had a Freeze sticker on his
Yeah,
helmet. At the
this
video.
dude, you would show up to an amateur national, you'd be like a Ponka, and like
Just a box van.
top
full
10
of
dudes all had free stickers on their bike at some point. Weirdest freaking thing, because he was
Yeah.
out at, was it Dowagiac or Decatur?
Wajak. These kids would be like, dude, DC's, like all this sick gear, and it was just like all sample apparel, I think. And then he would, yeah, because he got it at a discount because it was all sample stuff. I'm pretty sure. And dude, I remember getting shoes for him. I had the Globe Kawasaki.
Oh yeah, so did I.
I had the all orange Circas. I had
Interesting.
The
It was just
Pastrana
such a
DCs,
weird.
I think.
It's just such a weird thing to show up to an amateur national and every top dude
Dude,
had a free sticker.
Yeah,
on
and
it.
then he had like this guy named Crazy working for him.
Oh,
And Crazy was crazy.
did a lot of
I-
drugs.
Crazy was
He
crazy.
did a lot of
Imagine
drugs.
that.
Yeah, I think he was into a little extracurricular stuff, but
well, I think he spent time in jail.
let's not go down that road. But there was a point, this box van, all these kids would show up to Fred's box van and they'd want a pair of shoes. And they're like, what can you do for a pair of shoes? And all these kids with no money on their 16-inch Haro bikes, he'd be like, hey, let Crazy over here give you a haircut. We'll give you a free pair of shoes. So these kids were just getting their heads shaved
Oh
and they're
my
getting
God.
DCs. And
Dude, I remember
It
one
was
time
a-
I was
it was
walking
a good
because
time.
like I was like me and Freddie got along quite a bit and stuff. And I remember one time I was walking past the box van. I don't know where we were, a regional, and he was like, he had shoes left over, and I'm just walking by, not even paying attention to him, and he just chucks a pair of DVSs at me, and I'm like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, dude?
yeah, he was announcing too. He was like the best announcer.
Liquid love.
Yeah,
God.
dude, it'd be intermission. They'd be
God, I
like-
miss that dude.
Yeah. We're going.
We should try to see what
Hey,
Fred's
we're
doing.
dedicating a Fred Freeze thing. We should get
We
him
should
on
see
the
where
show.
he's doing. That's why I was just going. We should
Yeah.
see what he's doing these days and just get him
Yeah,
on the
we
show.
should get Fred
Because I
on.
tell you what, it might have to be like a parental advisory because the stories that dude could tell you,
Awesome.
like, you think Chris Kiefer is bad? Doesn't touch Fred.
Oh, we
Freeze
gotta get
stories.
Fred Freeze on. We need to try to do
we
it.
got to work on that.
But yeah, make
Comment
get
down
Fred
below if
Freeze.
you remember this from back in the
Hey,
day.
if you know Fred Freeze, let us know.
Yeah.
But,
Liquid love. Just say in the comments. we
Liquid
know.
love.
Yeah, I mean, we could section this off. Remembering Fred Freeze.
God, love that dude.
So I'm gonna keep going with Fred Freeze because I like this topic.
Because I really like this topic.
And the show is now 4.5 hours long.
We're off the
anyway,
rails.
Dude, when he was announcing, he would be up there and it'd be intermission or whatever. It'd be in between motos, and he'd be like, "Yeah, we got to take a little break out here and let the liquid love getting sprayed on the track." And then I don't know if you remember this one. It was Redbud.
Yeah.
Tommy D, our good friend
Oh,
Lyman, Tommy
boy.
D, and all that had the hot tub, right? And
Oh, was this like 2007 or 8 or something like that?
anyway,
This is a long time
I was
ago.
going to say,
announcing
I
for
remember
Night
this
Track.
too.
And I think Fred was a little tuned up in the announcer's tower, and he's like, "They got that hot tub up in B-Lot. I tried to go up there. Security wouldn't let me in the B-Lot. Get your lighters out and burn this place down." And all the people up on the side of the night track got their lighters
Oh, my
out, were
God.
waving them and shit. Never announced again.
He did such a weird thing too, man. Because there would be times where he'd be up in the tower and he'd be announcing, and like I said, it'd be like intermission, and there'd be just like a kid walking by with a cheeseburger, like, "Hey, kid, what are you doing with that cheeseburger? Throw it up."
It's probably me telling you this story. I was walking across, shirt off, just got all my stuff on.
That's a scary
In
thought.
between motos with a hamburger or whatever, and I'm walking through there just munching on that thing, and all of a sudden I hear, "Is that hamburger good?" And I'm like looking around.
You're like, God.
This is at Dutch. You know how like
God? What?
Yeah, it sounded like God talking to me. And you know how they got this? You know how they got like the platform at Dutch for the announcer's tower? And I'm fucking looking around. And he's like, "Yeah, you that cheeseburger." And I look up there, and he's like, "Yeah, you Getty, that hamburger good?"
That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
then, it was Jackson Marlowe's dad was up there too. He was Italian. He's like, "I'm up here with the Italian stallion. We're calling the action."
God, dude, those were the days.
Oh, dude.
Back when Michigan
Michigan
motocross
Moto
was
was
good.
good, man.
Back when Michigan motocross was worth a shit.
All right. Moving on. Red Bull KTM.
Oh,
Freeze,
boy.
discount Honda.
Factory racing here.
Oh boy.
Okay, so let's start with
struggle bus.
AP out after Minnesota. Got a second at Oakland.
Don't know where that came from.
Don't know where that came from at all. And a 22nd at A2. So,
How do you think he can win?
I think he could win if he was on that Yamaha, but
I agree.
I think it's going to be another struggle year.
I think it is too.
My hope is he makes it through healthy. Because
I just don't know.
Yeah.
We all like Aaron. We really do, especially because of personality. Ohio kid, raced a lot in Michigan. Like, we all seen him. But I just don't
Fred
know where.
Freeze used to announce his races.
Yeah, great. I don't really know where AP. It's not like he's coming toward the end of his career. He still has a long time. We're talking about a dude who won two championships in 1 year. I don't know where his trajectory is, though. I don't know where he goes.
He had career suicide. We talked about this when he was going to KTM. It just wasn't a good idea.
But I don't know where he goes here from this, because, like, say hypothetically he just has a good year. Okay, whatever. Supercross outdoors, whatever. Just has
a good year for him right now is going to every race.
You know what I mean, though. Like, say he just has some good finishes. I'm not saying win, title, whatever. Just say he has a good year. Okay, fine. Then what? Like, I know that seems like a stupid question, but, like, then what? What happens then?
I bet he ends up back at Star.
I don't know where AP goes from here, because everybody likes him. He's always going to have a ride. If he
Actually,
can finish races,
you want to know where he goes from here? He goes to Gas.
Gas, fun one?
Because he has fun on Gas. Because Troy Lee will let him do a lot of shit.
And probably paint some really cool helmets.
Yeah,
I think he does whatever he can do to get back on a Star Yamaha.
maybe. But
I mean, when Eli's gone and Dylan's gone, it makes sense.
yeah,
Dylan going.
I don't think Dylan's going to be with Star for after
Where would he go,
2024.
would he go back overseas, you think?
I don't know where he's going. I just don't think he's going to be with Star.
Well, that brings me up to a point that about Star and with KTM and all that. So first, the bike. I don't think the bike is where it needs to be. Those guys are obviously struggling. KTM
struggling.
Huggies.
like
Glizzy, bro.
The KTM
No
guys.
cap.
They've got that corporate pressure. I mean, like Dean Wilson's interview where he just felt like he had an eye on him all the time. They submit their lap times and heart rate and all that, and corporate KTM can watch all that. I don't think that's Aaron's style. Bobby Reagan in an interview mentioned something about, Aaron wasn't riding very well, didn't know what to do. He locked him in the lounge of the semi, and they did karaoke with country music, and he went out and won the main that night. I don't think that's happened in a KTM.
No.
No. Can you imagine Roger DeCoster in the lounge singing karaoke?
Roger hasn't talked to AP in 6 months.
You mean
or
you don't
more.
think that if AP won a race, they'd let him do, like, the worm?
Roger hasn't talked to
I don't
AP?
know, but that gets me into my next point. I did think that about KTM, that it was going to be super suit and tie. However, I do like the cowboy hat, the gear at straight rhythm. They are letting him be himself a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's to the point where he needs it to be successful.
Not at all. Not at all.
I just go back to the Star thing and hearing that.
I mean, the other question is, as far as like, are any of these World Supercross teams going to come do warm-ups, say at U.S. Supercross?
We have one World Supercross team already out there. So.
Let's save that for the end.
Okay, so if that's the case, I could see him going somewhere like that. But anyway, getting back to him in 2023, like I said, I think a good season for him is he just needs to go to all the rounds.
Yeah. Like a top 10 in points.
Like I said, I'm conflicted because I really like Aaron. I just don't know where his career goes from here.
He has to stay healthy.
But even if he stays healthy, though, be like, that's the thing. You say that, and I totally agree. But even if he stays healthy, I still just don't know where he goes because we have so many 250 guys moving up. Aaron is not old by any means, and his career's not close to being over, but he is getting older. And you got all these 250 dudes that are coming up that people would just rather spend money on the youth.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, even if he stays healthy and he gets a podium and he gets top 10s, still, once again, then what? And
I don't know.
He's not doing World Supercross. That's not happening. Aaron's personality will not.
No, he's not World Traveler.
He's the one dude you could say it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen with him.
So I don't know
not
where
that World Traveler guy.
I don't know what he does, which really sucks because coming off that 250 year where he won both titles, his career was so promising.
I think
it was like he was.
Unless he has another year where he gets hurt and he's only doing like 2 rounds this year or something like that, there will be a spot for him somewhere.
Of course,
but
just because
he still has enough goodwill and enough marketability to do it. But outside of that,
which, how about that DBK Plessinger collab?
Oh yeah, I saw that. There's some good stuff in there.
DBK boys. I think that would be if DBK wants to go to the next level, start doing merch for guys.
how long do you think it is before there's a DBK team?
Probably not.
Because they're moving in that direction,
Probably
I
not
feel.
long.
I hope soon.
Because they're making moves.
That would be awesome.
So,
Well, it'd be definitely a bunch of California kids.
That'd be a good thing to talk to Twitch about if you ever want to bro him down at the races.
yeah. So, okay. So, next rider here. Best finish for AP? Or just
I think
we're just hoping he gets all the rounds?
I think
he
he
might
gets
get a
a
random ass podium.
Look,
Yeah.
I think he'll get a 5th, and honestly, I think it'll be at like Daytona or something.
Okay.
Or if we have a mutter, he's on the box. Like, that's almost guaranteed.
All right. So, let's move on to the best rider on this team.
After last year did not go well.
Oh, what? I really hope you're about to say Marvin Musquin.
The marvelous Marvin
Thank
Musquin.
the Lord you were said Marvin.
Did fun
I thought you were going our
fun
two-time
fact
champ.
here.
Fun.
Did you guys know they're having a kid?
That I didn't know.
I
Found that out yesterday. They're
heard
supposed to have a kid like any day now, I
Good
guess.
for them.
Billman squeaked that out.
Yeah.
Good for them.
I did not
That's
even
awesome.
know that Matilda was pregnant,
No, I mean, you can't tell.
which is
No.
crazy because
So I went back and I started creeping on him on Instagram.
Oh,
like,
my
where the
God.
fuck is all this? And they haven't posted in a while.
Good for them.
interesting.
That's awesome.
So Marv was 4th in points last year, which is ironic. Had
Sneaky
no
good.
idea.
Got to win in
Sneaky
St.
good.
Louis.
1 win.
He did get a win.
God, that was great.
And 14th in Arlington was his worst finish.
Yeah.
And I don't know what
How many
happened in that
podiums did
race.
he have again? Did
I don't know. I didn't
think
do
he
that.
had a couple sneaky good podiums.
I bet
Yeah.
I would assume
He was the best Red Bull KTM rider
and
last
he's
didn't
going to
even
be
wanna
again the
sign
best. He's going to be the best Red Bull KTM
He's
rider.
gonna be good, best one again this year.
literally getting fisted by them.
Yeah, we went over that enough in outdoors. That whole thing was
And
just,
I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do because he just doesn't want to. He's at the stage in his career. He's not trying to go out there and just like beg and plead for stuff anymore.
And
so
it's- and he's-
it
and
comes
he deserves
easy.
that.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Well, let me put it this way. He deserves better than what he's getting right now. But
I will say this though, that if he ever wants to go back to Europe now with Tony Cairoli taking over things at KTM,
easy.
he's got a spot there. He has nothing to worry about. If
I don't think he
just
wants
go-
to ride outdoors though.
No, but my point is that if he wants to, he's got
I
a
think
spot.
Cairoli would have open arms for him. yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Do you think he wins a race this year?
I mean, dude, he won a race last year, and I know that it wasn't in spectacular fashion. But yes, I
And
do.
no one saw it coming.
I do.
How many heel clickers we see this year?
I wouldn't be surprised to see one, to be honest with you.
I think we could see one heel clicker.
The thing that I like, I do. I think he gets a win. The thing I like, though, that he was talking about at the KTM intro is the fact that he has made a point now that he is not trying to go out and be the fastest guy in practice because he always,
Yeah.
I need to be the fastest guy. I need to be the fastest guy. And he's like, it never translated into anything.
No.
And it's crazy to think I mean, dude, this guy's been pro since he was 16. He was one of the last few guys that like, yep, right, I'm 16. I think it was actually like 15 turning 16.
And he's what, 32 now?
Yeah, he's our age, 32,
Yeah.
33. So he's been pro for a
Long
long
time.
And it's crazy that it took him this long to figure that out, especially with a guy like the way Marv rides. But he's in his happy place. Now he's got a kid. And I'm glad that Marv got a win before he retired because we've all talked about it. I didn't really like Marv when he came over here. I've grown to like Marv a lot. I like his personality. Dude, that guy deserves nothing but the best.
There's only one thing that he needs to work on.
What's that? Is
Shorten
interviews?
the interviews.
Yeah, that's a French
Shorten
thing.
the interviews.
God, I think if Vial wins a race this year, it's going to be the longest
Why? Are
interview
his
ever.
interviews long? Yeah, I guess I don't watch enough.
French people like to talk.
French people do like to talk.
Do you think he goes World Supercross after this?
I think he's made enough money. He can be done.
I mean, he could be done.
I think if he wants
But do you
to-
think he wants to
If he
keep racing and like go
If he
start
wants
traveling
to,
again?
that'd be a great place for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I could. He's.
But well, again,
I could see him
a
doing
kid
it.
involved.
Yeah, but
I think the only way he does it is if he actually just decides to go back home.
does he stay in the U.S.? I was gonna say that's the next
I
thing.
think
Does he
he'd have
stay in
to
the
decide
U.S.
to
or does he go back
home.
to France?
No, I think he'd have to decide to go back home. Which ultimately, not that I think Marv has anything against living in the States. I think he has found his place between Florida and California. But I also think that he's one of those dudes that I look at just because of how much time he spends back in France in the off season. He's gonna go back home. I really do. I don't think he stays in the States after he retires.
Okay.
I think he's kind of like he was like Chad. He's been away from home for so long. now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So-
and then when she's from there too, they
Yeah.
packed
Yeah.
their shit and
Yeah.
left.
So
Okay. Moving on to the last rider on the team, Donnie. Timestamp this here. If Cooper Webb does not perform this year, he retires.
bold Cotton.
No, that's not happening at all.
Bold Cotton.
I know we've talked about him going back to Star, which I think is a big possibility.
I think that's 100% the possibility.
If he struggles like he did this year, he retires. He's done.
I don't believe so.
He's got a kid. He's got a chick. He's got plenty of money. He's over it. And as much as he talked about being burnt last year, if it don't go well, he's out.
Well, then he's going to retire.
No, I think he gets to change the scenery and we get the whole group back. These guys need to revitalize their careers. KTM.
How old is he?
26?
25, 26.
Oh, yeah. No, if he doesn't do well this year, he's out.
He's not doing well this year.
I don't believe that.
He's not doing. I don't know if I go that far, but I do agree. He ain't doing well this year.
Does he do so? 7th
He
in
doesn't get a
points
win, he
last
doesn't get a
year.
podium.
He got actually. This is amazing because I didn't even think this was a thing. He got second at A1, Minneapolis, and Daytona last year, and a worse finish of
Should've won
20th
Daytona.
in Detroit.
Should have won Daytona. Minneapolis, though, I don't even remember how that race went.
I don't either. All I remember is
And I
everybody
also
got
think
carbon
in
monoxide poisoning.
In A1, he also kind of got that gifted to
Oh,
him.
so he was
Yes.
running third and Sexton weeded it and he got
Yes.
second. Okay.
Yep. And it also helped that even though they were behind him, Marvin Musquin were pushing towards the front, and then they just decided to do what they did to each other.
I don't know. He needs to have a good year. That's all I know. And if he does do shitty, I mean,
Have you guys heard
he
the
needs a
whole thing about why him and Alden why he left Alden's?
I think I did hear that. I think Dean kind of dropped it, didn't he?
What'd he say? Because I heard a thing yesterday. I can't remember if it was Gypsy Tales or somewhere else.
I have no
never mind.
idea.
That was why Jason left.
I have no idea. I just assumed that he just wasn't over the program.
No.
I heard that Jason left Element.
Him and Alden were fighting over money of some kind. And I don't know if it was because they wanted him to pay Alden and he didn't want to pay Alden the price that Alden wanted or whatever it was.
Shocking. It always comes down to money.
But I heard that was the issue. Probably shout out to Gypsy Tales.
It always
because
comes
I think
down to
that's
money.
where it was that they were talking about that. So
I will
Who's
just
he talking
say,
about that with?
Sleater.
Oh, Sleater don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
ever since
probably
he
was
moved
Sleater
all
that
the
said
other side
it.
of the world.
But yeah, it was a situation because like here's the fucked up thing, and they were talking about this, and I completely agree with them. So if you're a pro athlete, say like a pro football player, you get drafted to a team or traded to a team or whatever, you're signed, here's your paycheck. We have this trainer. This is who you can use. If you want to go outside that, that's fine. You're responsible monetarily for that. But we have these options for you here.
Yeah, so
You go
Eldon's
to
in his contract.
you go to
and they're
pro
making him pay
you
outside.
go to pro supercross or pro motocross, supercross, super duper motocross. Hey, you're signed to KTM. You have to train with Alden Baker. Oh, by the way, Alden Baker sets the price, and you're not allowed to train with anybody else.
Dino actually did talk about this.
That's it.
Dino did
and
talk
then
about this.
and then he sets his own price. So no matter what, if you ride for us, you're locked into whatever he says. Your deal can be for $300,000 a year. He can be like, yeah, it's $200K to train here. What? No, fuck off.
Yeah, Dino made mention of this
fucked
when he was with Jace. He was like, "Yeah, KTM pays all," and then when you tell them, "Oh yeah, like I don't want to be here anymore," KTM's like, what?"
And from what I understand now, I think KTM has changed that, and they are paying him directly, from what I understand.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And that could be completely wrong, but
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I'm understanding.
Before
is
it was
going
like
on.
you sign your contract and they're like, "Hey, now you got to come out of pocket."
Which is what
Pay
Star
this
is doing
thing.
too, because Star, you sign there, you go live in, you have to move to Florida, whatever, that's fine, but you then use the facility or whatever. That's wrapped into your package. And what's his name? Who trains there? Swanapool. Yeah,
Swanee.
You're wrapped into that whole thing. You can go outside of it. They're fine with that, obviously, but this is all included in your deal, type thing. So I don't know. It's interesting.
But I don't think he gets a podium. Definitely is not getting a win. Obviously,
You don't think even podiums?
no.
I want to see. Give me 4 rounds before I really shit on him.
Yeah.
Look,
that's
all I know
kinda-
is, and I know that this was a warm up race, and they were still dialing things in with the bike. And
Oh, here we go. Paris talk.
Paris,
was
it was
shit.
terrible.
Yeah, but I do want to point out he did make progress over the weekend.
He did, but at any point did you watch that race, any of those races, and go, "Yeah, I think Coop could win this"?
Nope.
No, not one.
In
fucking
fact,
time.
Marv passed Coop, and I went, that's not a very Cooper Webb thing because he pretty much let him by.
I don't.
They look terrible in
Look,
the whoops.
I
think
don't
his motivation
see.
level's very high to go to Paris.
I don't see the hunger with him anymore.
This is part of me talking about he's going to retire after this year if
I
it doesn't
think
go
the-
well.
I think the hunger thing is like the way he works, like the chip on his shoulder. Like he's like, I'm so over these guys in my ear telling me how I should live my life. Fuck them.
Now, we could be completely wrong, and he could completely flip us on our head this year and just come out and be Cooper Webb of whatever year
The
it was.
problem why I disagree,
Title years.
why I disagree with that is the last time he won a title in 2021, the guys he's racing now are faster than what he was in 2021.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's more of them now.
Yep.
There's more of them. And we still have a guy to get to. And I don't know if he's going to be next or the last guy to talk to.
Next. Yeah.
A little motivated, a little bit of a change of scenery. And I know that people are like, whoa, why are you talking about him about this? I just don't see it. I think, and I said this last year, I think if you had 2021 Coop, I think that guy could have won that title last year.
Yeah.
Well, now we've been through a whole year of Supercross. We've seen the speed difference. I don't think even if he got back to form of when he won a title, that is good enough anymore. Because, I win a race here, win a race there, and then I get a podium, then I get a podium. No, dude, you have to win races multiple times.
Yeah.
I also want to bring up the mental game side that Coop likes to play. He's not playing that with 3 guys. When it's mono, he can play that game.
No, and the
you
problem
gotta
is
play it with 3 guys, and then you gotta try to keep track of who you're fucking with.
And here's the thing.
And the 2 of those guys he can't play games with.
He isn't fucking with Anderson.
And I think this Eli, he's not screwing with it. Now Sexton, that's a little different. But Anderson and Eli, you're not mentally getting in those guys.
You think they can still get in Sexton's head?
Oh yeah.
I think with the way Coop likes to ride at the end of mains, that not the fact of I'm the big dog, but just the way he likes to run it in a little bit, and show him a wheel, and then just the things that he does on the track.
I think like Coop getting in Sexton's head. You know, how Sexton's come out and said that he listens to Taylor Swift and shit on the line, which is really, really weird to me.
Wild.
Really, really weird. But Coop would be the guy.
There's so much
sitting on
contrast going on there. Michael Jordan, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, Coop would be sitting on the line.
And I took that shit personally.
I took that shit personally.
Coop would be sitting on the line. He'd look over and he'd probably say something like, "Hey, those did Taylor tell you get those frosted tips?" No, just nonchalant, like a joke, and he'd take that shit personally.
He would take that shit personally. I don't
think it's gonna go great, but like I said, it was one of those things. If he completely came out and did a 180 compared to last year, I wouldn't be like, oh my god, we're this.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a 2-time champion.
Yeah,
he's a 2-time champion, and look how many wins he's had from 2019 to 2021.
And he's Supercross only, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
Yeah, he ain't never riding outdoors again.
Yeah,
no.
That's where I'm at. It's like he could come out and shock us, or he could come out and be the same guy he was last year.
Does he ride World Supercross after he's done?
I think they got to pay him a lot of money. I don't think that Coop wants to
I think they'd pony up the money for him.
I feel like Coop is more of old school, like Dungy and Villapoto. Of like when he's done, he's gonna be gone essentially for a while.
He's gonna get fat and happy, and then just come back and shred.
If he gets a trot at a change of scenery, I think he's. I don't know if he goes back to Star Yamaha, he's winning a title.
If he goes back to Star, we could see a complete 180. I think altogether, but we'll see. All right. Anything else with KTM before we move on? Okay, cool. Last team, Hep Suzuki. So first off, let's just start with how much chiz could chiz if chiz was chizzing all the time.
Hold on a second. Can we just start off with...
I tried to make that up.
Get well soon, Brandon Hartranft.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fuck, that's terrible. From what I understand, he's going to make a full recovery.
Yes,
though.
I did see that.
But I think that could be a career ender.
Which really is...
If you're Brandon, you got to take a hard look in the mirror after that.
Look, I know that we're talking about insignificant crap in the sense that, his career versus his life.
Yeah.
If he makes a full recovery. But what really sucks is he was coming off his best year ever. Mm-hmm. He was on a trajectory where he was never going to get wins and podiums and this and that. Probably never even top fives. But for a dude that nobody really ever talked about outside of maybe his last year as an amateur.
Had to get pushed up after like his second year, 250s.
And he was not ready.
No.
The career path that he was going of where he just could have ended up as a guy that you just like, wow, this dude did the most he possibly could with I'm not saying nothing as far as teams, but just with, let's be real. He's never been the fastest guy. He's never had the most talent.
Nope.
You want to talk about just a grinder,
not a media darling, nothing. Just a dude who rides his dirt bike.
Exactly. It sucks. Mm-hmm. But I agree. If he never rides again, it will not shock me.
No,
that was bad.
So, but anyway, back to Chiz. So, how much chizzing is Chiz gonna chiz this year?
Is Chiz gonna get a top 10?
So he got an 8th in Atlanta last year in 450s.
Was that? Oh yeah.
At some point, yeah. But I think. This is also great for Chiz though because he's been able to get into a factory ride, which is great. Mm-hmm. A lot more resources.
Yep.
But he now becomes a test guy.
Yeah.
So he's setting himself up, I think, for a career that's after, and
he's getting a late start though.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's fine.
Because
the dude who was on his Yamaha as like late as Thanksgiving with Cullen Park.
I was gonna say I just watched that
watched
vlog
that video
yesterday.
this morning, yeah.
Did you see my comment?
No, I didn't see that.
Met your mom at Redbud. She's a wonderful lady.
Cullen's mom is nice, though.
She's super great.
It is funny, though, that you just like, yeah, you know what? As of Thanksgiving, I was riding with Cullen Park, and then now I'm riding with Kenny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think, I mean, Chiz, you just know what you're going to get from him. Like
Consistency.
he's going to be in the main.
But with the new bike or whatnot, A1, I'm thinking fantasy purposes already. Do you pick him? Probably not.
He makes the main, but it depends what the handicap is.
Yeah,
We'll
but-
get to that.
so you
Fantasy shows
Oh, God. Fantasy.
dropping every
Yeah,
Friday.
but you do think he makes a main?
he makes
the main.
I
I
think
think
he
he
makes
makes
every
every
main.
Well, I mean, makes it a A1.
Yeah, for sure.
He's Chiz, bro.
I think he'll be. I think he's gonna be towards the back.
You want to know why he didn't make A1 last year? He wasn't at A1.
But I think that when he gets that bike dialed in and just get used to the ergos of riding a Suzuki again, I think that he's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's smart enough to get the thing figured out and patient enough too. So, which I think also segues into the next guy. I think they have a really great relationship, and
Chiz is the reason Kenny signed.
Yeah,
with
I
him.
was just about to say that. He's
Now,
the reason why Kenny
that's what I'm
signed.
saying.
Hold on.
And I think
I
that's
have-
gonna,
I have an-
that's going to be dangerous.
I have an opening question for Ken Roxzen here for you too.
Yeah, because I feel like this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy conversation.
So, after Kenny wins A1,
Well, he won it last year.
do they sell out every Suzuki across the world?
I've already been thinking about getting one.
You want to go back?
Dude,
You're going
Hey,
to
go
go
down
back
to
to
Ziegler
Kickstarter?
Motorsports. They just gave my boy Husqvarna. He had a Husqvarna 450. Mm-hmm. I think it was either a 21 or 22 or something. With like maybe 30, 40 hours on it, maybe $7,500 on
No
trade.
shit.
If I took my bike there and got $7,500 out of it, I could walk out with a brand new Suzuki.
You're gonna go back to Kickstart, bud? I don't know
That's
if you
my
like
only
that.
thing.
If
Yeah, I
they
don't know.
would just drop
2025.
a 24 with electric start, I'm all about it. Especially at the price point, because for the price point that Suzuki is, and everybody's talking about this, as long as it has the button, so I can press, because I don't really want to kick anymore. I can then put my own suspension, my own bars, my graphics, and a wheel set, and have that thing fully set up and looking trick for the same price as a brand new, pretty much any other one.
Hey, I think somebody over at
Or
Suzuki
less.
is actually a sneaky smart person because they let their bikes get old, outdated, and then they sign a big name, dude. They've done this a million times. They signed McGrath. They signed Carmichael.
Which
They signed Stu.
Chad
Everybody's
Reed.
like, wow, this bike's outdated. This sucks. Everybody's talking about the Suzuki. The guy's going to go out and fucking win on it.
Do you want to
And
know
they're going to make it back to the top.
the crazy thing?
Sneaky good market.
If you go back to McGrath, who else came to Suzuki with McGrath when he did it?
LaRocco.
Larry Brooks. And Larry Brooks is with Hep now.
Yep, and Larry Brooks is...
Wild
And
shit.
Somebody said this the other day too, with Larry Brooks being the team manager over there at Hep.
Yeah.
I think that is a positive thing for Roxzen because I don't know who said it, but if when Larry Brooks wants to win, if it meant laying his grandma out on the starting line
Oh,
to get more
yeah.
traction and for Kenny to run over her so he can get a whole shot, he would do it.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So, Kenny wins A1.
It's between him and Anderson for me. I know it's a little early into our predictions, but I don't know, man. I think this move for Kenny is really good. He doesn't have the corporate parameters. He can have fun. He can be himself. He can tell somebody to lick his balls on Instagram, and then he's not going to have any repercussions.
Do whatever he wants with the bike.
100%.
Yep, he can do whatever he wants with the bike.
Which is a big point because I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm sure you did. After where was it? Paris or whatever, and he basically made the comment in the interview of like, well, you know, it's amazing. I could do what I wanted to with this Honda, and it was so good. And it was like, oh,
Was that his Insta post?
No, he did an interview with somebody and said
Because
that.
he also did an Insta post where he talked about that while he was riding the Stark, and there was a comment about that being able to do whatever he wanted with the bike. Yeah.
Jace made this point yesterday talking to Sleater on
Well, look at the
Gypsies.
Suzuki, when he was on a private team, I think a private team is the best thing for any of these athletes. Any of them.
Which is why I still think that had he gone the route, and we had talked about this, had he gone the route with Uriev's team being on the Honda, I still think he would have been better off on that bike.
Yeah.
Because he could have done
'Cause he
whatever
could
he
do what he
wanted with the
wanted
bike.
to.
He could test what he wanted to. He didn't have to go here.
Look at what he did to Tomac. Tomac was on a star bike in Paris,
Yes, it was the same bike that he won on Supercross. So
and Kenny put it to him.
yeah, And he was outright faster than him, too. It's not like he wore him down or Eli. Eli made a few mistakes, but because he was trying to push to run Kenny's pace.
So this could get interesting. There's a lot of talk about he's not going to do anything. He's past his prime. He's all this. He's all that. The bike's outdated. All that dumb shit. I don't know, man.
I think Kenny's got a chip on his shoulder this season.
Huge chip.
One thing I will say, though, I'm not going to do this whole thing that we've done in the past with Kenny where it's like, oh, my God, this is rejuvenated Kenny. He's going to win the title now. I don't agree with that.
I don't think he wins a title now.
But
do you think he's in the conversation for a title, though, throughout the year?
We're going to have to we'll find out that really early. I think we'll find out by round 4 what version we're going to get of Kenny. But I agree. I think he can go out and win A1. I really do.
He can go out and win A1.
And I know that none of us, they're all fun to watch, but we also are not fans of the whole instant, because anybody can look fast for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
He did
that video. Oh my God.
I mean, comparing him to, he looked like shit on that Yamaha.
Mm-hmm.
He really did not look comfortable.
No, he looked terrible on it.
And coming out on that Suzuki and some of the videos I seen on that thing.
And that whoop speed.
The whoop speed. And I think the weight of the bike, everybody likes to talk shit about it. At that level, weight doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe 2-3 pounds extra keeps that bike planted a little better.
That is something Kiefer talked about on Pulp this week, of like people talk about the weight, but he's like, dude, sometimes if you have like 2 to 4 pounds heavier weight, especially in the bottom of the bike there, it'll keep that thing planted going through stuff.
My Suzuki was fucking dope.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see, man.
I think you start seeing a lot more Suzukis at the track again, though.
Dude, I mean,
so I just said it,
but
do you
a Kickstarter? But
do you guys believe? Do you two believe that he's going to be in a title contention?
It would not surprise me, because we all know a happy Kenny is good,
but also an unhappy Kenny is bad.
But I don't think you're going to see that problem, because like we just talked about, no, there isn't. He can do whatever. Remember in RCH when he went back to an all stock Suzuki and they started from that? I think if he starts getting off track here with Hep, he goes, I want to go back to all stock, and they do that. And then
does
all of a
anybody
sudden,
know who the chassis guy is over there?
I don't know.
But I think Hep is like, hey, we've got Ken Roxzen, arguably the biggest name in the sport. He can say or do whatever the fuck he wants.
Well, and Suzuki has, and this was something we all talked about as well. Suzuki has made mention that because, like with Kenny, they're going to start actually putting more money into this team. So he is going to be getting help. It's not he just, they're using it in the machine shop. Like, it is going to be factory support.
No, it's going to be good, man.
I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes, but I just remember him in the RCH days and how much fun he was having there after he got off KTM where he was fucking miserable.
Here's the thing, and I think Kiefer made this comment. I think Kiefer was, we all know that Kenny arguably has the gnarliest sprint speed of anybody early on. Probably, the first 5-6 minutes?
Yeah.
Now, think about, when we're talking about the bike, how much he's talked about he was fighting the bike all these years, and he was that fast early on. Think about the fact that now he's going to be on a bike that he's not going to have to fight to turn down in the corners. So if he can pull out 7 seconds and 5 minutes on a bike that he's not gelling with, what do you think he's going to do with a bike that he is gelling with in the first 5 minutes?
Here's the other
He might be able to sprint for 10 minutes.
And it won't matter if he does have issues 15 minutes in that he's like, well, shit, I got a 15 spot. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't. It's going to be interesting.
If he just blitzes everybody at A1, there's going to be more conversation going on, because we all talk.
You won't be able to buy a Suzuki for the next 6 months.
But everybody talks about, it's just A1, it's just A1.
They'll all sell that
Kenny
Monday.
goes and blitzes everybody A1.
Oh, yeah.
Where there's going to have to be a real conversation to be had is like, okay.
The biggest question with Ken and Suzuki, does he go with the black rims or the gold ones?
God, I hope he goes with the black rims.
Me too.
Really? I'm a yellow guy.
I mean, the gold rims look cool. Don't get me wrong.
The gold's okay, but I'm not a gold on yellow person, you know.
I think the yellow rims, that's Suzuki to me.
I think if you did black with gold.
We'll see.
Black rims, gold hubs.
I don't know. Yellow rims is like,
it looks cool.
it's Carmichael.
I mean, the thing is, too, you can do a lot of cool retro shit with that bike. So if he has input of what the bike looks like with some of these rounds where they're doing,
here's the
which I'm sure he would too, and that's another thing that keeps it fresh and fun for him.
Yeah, he can do whatever the hell he wants.
You know, we've talked for years about Suzuki. Oh, they're going to come out with a new bike. They're going to come out with a new bike, and they haven't, right? Do you think that the actual rumor is true that then in 24 they're going to come out with a new one, and that's part of the reason they did this?
People have made that comment.
I don't know, because like I said, maybe it's like a sneaky good marketing thing, because they sign a big guy like this.
Yeah.
They sell out of all their old bullshit new stock, and now they have money to play with and develop a new bike.
You know the thing that frustrates me though? Everybody talks about how that bike is terrible, this and that. It's not terrible. It's just because it doesn't have a
No.
Kickstarter on, or just doesn't have a starter button on it. It's like, oh yeah, the motor's outdated and the chassis is outdated. Well, the thing, and you know this because you were on Suzuki a few years ago. Thing turns on a dime, and everybody talks about the motor. It's out. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Do people still get starts
And
on those
dude,
Suzuki?
Listen, I had a stock pipe on my bike, and Battle Creek,
Money Moto.
local guy with a JGR motor in his Yamaha, my stock pipe, Suzuki whole shot at that motherfucker.
I mean,
Twice.
the thing is that for anyone outside of Ken Roxzen and Eli Tomac, that bike is just fine. And on top of that, you save so much money on it that you can, like I said, get your suspension done for you. You can get wheels that aren't going to explode if you case a jump.
Don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah.
You know what I think's
You can
hilarious,
put your
though?
bars. You can get your graphics.
I think it's hilarious that they have to sign Ken Roxzen for people to really be more open-minded about the Suzuki.
And if it does, and if it gets to that point, like that's just a kind of an outside talking
look
point.
at us. We're all in the very positive of the Suzuki. If I remember correctly, last year, I mean, guys like ourselves and other people were shitting all over that bike. Fuck that bike. Now we're like, oh, I might go buy one.
I mean, it is outdated. It is for sure.
But
Like
see, here's the
they have
thing,
not
though.
kept up on that thing.
People all talk about like same thing with the 250s. Dude, how many times last year did Carson Bumford rip hole shots on that 250? Oh, that bike's outdated. It's the slowest bike in the class.
Alex Martin hitting the weave on a
Yeah,
250.
so it's
Yeah.
like, okay, and I don't know. It's just, I know that that's an outside talking point of like bike sales compared to like what's going on with the racing, but everybody just likes to talk about how terrible that bike is. It's just because it's not been updated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ken Roxzen won a championship on that bike back in 2016. I know that that's
Murdered everyone.
7 years removed now, or going to be 7 years
I'm
removed.
basically a stock one.
But
it's
it's
a
hilarious.
little different though. The bike.
It is a little different. The ergonomic, the chassis is a little
Yeah.
bit different and stuff. But
The only thing, and I did notice that the production bike comes with a different shock on it, and the shock's garbage. Whereas Kenny, he has the different shock on it already.
Yeah.
And it didn't take him very long to get rid of those Mika bars. He's got Renthals on there.
No,
how
that
funny
does-
will it be though if he does win, and then how many people you think in the industry, the talking heads, will just be like, well, you know, we knew that bike could do really great as long as you put a good rider on it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it didn't really hit me until recently when he did sign and everybody started talking about it, about like, you know, because I've heard the point before. Suzuki, just say it's an entry-level bike that you can sell for $5,500 because, I mean, it's true. Like, so I buy a 21 250F, okay? Yamaha.
Yamaha.
I mean, that thing was $8,500 out the door.
Yeah, that thing looks like it's about 2,500 with that frame
So
all scuffed up.
So it's like, okay, cool. So with that extra $3,000, I mean, right there is the suspension. Right there, like I said, is the wheels, the sprocket that looks cool, the bars, the graphics, the pipe, everything to make that bike be like, all right, this is a cool, custom, race-looking bike, which is, as an old guy who can't go fast, want to look fast, there we go. Where right now it's like, okay, I've got this thing, and it's like, what I paid, then I get suspension, then I get wheel. I mean, I'm $15,000 into a 250F. You know?
So yet again, every year since 2018, big question mark with Ken Roxzen.
Yeah, no shit. Well, the other thing is like, where's his fitness at? Where's his immunity? Where's all that?
I'm more concerned about his immunity. than
I
anything.
heard somewhere a long time ago, and I say a long time ago, in the last 6 weeks here,
Wow.
that
Squirrel.
imagine this, he's worked with someone different, and they have figured him out.
Maybe.
So if they did that,
Is that why he's on these immunity pills? That Steve
I was
asked
gonna
him to
say
fuck
that's
out?
that's an interesting.
So
The
he's getting a
immunity
shot in his
pills,
knee again?
the immunity pills that were in an unlabeled bottle, like
Yeah, but there was a label on it, unless Steve's covering someone's ass.
I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see. We'll find out. We will find out.
That's a great thing about
So-
racing. We will find out.
How many wins does he get?
4 to 5.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm high on Roxzen. I think he's gonna be good.
I'm gonna go with a few.
3.
Yeah, that would be a few.
3.
Not sure what a
Okay,
few.
fine. I'll go with 3. I'll go with 3.
I don't think 4 or 5. That's a lot.
I'll go 3.
It wouldn't
3.
surprise me.
3.
I mean, nothing would surprise me with him either. He'll come out and kick
Nothing
everybody's
surprises
ass,
me
and
anymore
he'll
with
come
their
out and be
bikes.
terrible.
Nothing
Yep.
surprises me.
But I think he's gonna be a lot better than what people think.
I agree with that.
Okay, cool. So moving on from those, let's get to our outliers here. Let's go with friend of the show, Kevin Morantz. Best finish of 15th last year.
Big Kev.
Papa Kev.
Let's start with this. Does he make every main this year? He's got the track at his house. He's been training.
No, I don't think you can make A1.
You don't think he makes A1?
Well, he's down in Texas too now. He's been in
Texas
Texas
riding here because it's getting a little colder and what's it called? And I think he's within the next week and a half here. He's going to.
You know
California.
what, Kev? Just because I like you, you're gonna make every main.
Yes.
You don't have to kiss his ass. It's okay.
I know he already likes me.
We're realists here.
Yeah,
Biased opinion. No.
I mean that is a fucking biased opinion.
No, I think Kev's on the bubble. Bubble.
Wow. Hit puberty.
Bubble.
Donnie, stamp that. Puberty
He's on
short,
the
please.
On the bubble. I think he's on the bubble for sure. Fuck you guys.
We're not the ones going through puberty. We are grown men here.
I wish I was entering puberty. So those were the times in my
Oh
life.
my god. You wouldn't have your house right now.
I am lost.
Kevin Moran's.
Kevin Moran's man,
Bubbles.
He just makes me. This makes my voice go higher.
Oh.
No, I think he's on again the bubble.
Yeah.
At the first 2-3 rounds.
Okay.
Once AC drops out, maybe a couple of these guys drop out. Yes, it's going to look a lot better for him. The thing about Kev is he's getting the starts. Kev, I got you figured out on the starts. You use third gear.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, he's up front in the LCQ. But, it's racing. He
Yeah.
could be in the LCQ out in A1, and you got a guy like Dean Wilson or something in it. Something could happen to them. He's out front. He's in. So is it out of the question for him to make every main? No.
Okay.
But do I think he will? No.
Look, I just want to see him in the LCQ so we can have those great, epic Kevin Moran's Cade Clayson battles again.
Yes. Now here's another question: when he does get in mains, because he will make mains this year at some point, does he beat his best finish of 15th?
That was at Detroit, right?
No, that was at the Seattle.
What happened in Detroit? Why did he miss out on a great finish?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know.
Man, even if people drop out, though, that's going to be tough.
I was gonna say
That's going to be tough.
I love Kev, but that's tough to get once
I'll
you
give him
start
16th.
getting inside that top 15. It starts getting real thick, real
Because there's
quick.
a few 250 guys that are coming up that are riding 450s full time.
Yep.
Chiz, we know, is going to be at every round now. He's going to be on a
Yep.
satellite factory bike.
Yep.
No, that thing's factory.
Yeah, whatever. I was just. There's another guy that we're going to talk about, an outlier that didn't race last year that's going to be racing this year.
Yep.
I'll go with 16th.
Yep.
I know that that's just one spot and that sounds dumb, but
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll go with 16th
It's
because still, you have guys that are going to be 12 to 15. And also, too, you got to think about the fact that now you have Craig and Nichols, and they weren't there last year, so that's two more. I'll go 16th. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know if it's the last round, the fifth round, but I think
if he's
16th.
in the main and anywhere up to 15th, and he's in the main all season, I think it's a good year.
Maybe we in a triple crown because of his starts.
Yeah. So, all right. We don't have to worry about that one. So
Who was it?
I had club 450s, but no one at club is riding
nobody,
450s.
nobody.
So
Outdoors.
okay. So
Is this guy
Savatgy?
showing up?
He
Rick
I've
Ware.
heard he's been working on his own bike.
is Rick Ware gonna do? This was part of my question.
They're committed
is Rick,
to it.
Are they? Mm-hmm. So he's gonna ride a Rick Ware.
Yeah, he's going to be on a
Pro
Cowie. Shane's going to be on a
Cowie.
Yamaha. Shane's going to be on a Yamaha. He's going to be on a Cowie.
How'd I
Are
miss
they
this?
going to let him run those red numbers?
Shane is gonna ride 250s though, isn't he?
Yeah, Shane's going to be on a Yamaha.
I thought Shane was 250 at Hep.
Interesting.
No, he's going to be 250 on a Rick Ware bike.
West Coast.
I think
I
so.
thought I saw somebody sign McElrath.
Yeah, Rick Ware.
No, and it wasn't.
I keep hearing stuff about him, but I haven't paid attention to where.
I got to get on the Starlink and find out.
I think
Did you just fart again?
I keep getting a whiff of tuna.
I heard that in the microphone.
No, I did not shit. I would claim it.
please cut all of this.
I heard
out.
no. Don't cut any of this.
No, leave it
I
all
heard
in
you
and
just
shit.
shit your pants.
Leave it all in. This is what
That
makes
is a
us up.
brand new chair. Do you have
Now it's
to
gonna have Cole
desecrate
Funk.
it the
Keep talking,
first
I'll blow
show?
a hole in it.
Cole's gonna have. Cole
I'm not
Funk.
buying another chair for you.
Cole. It's gonna have Cole Funk on it.
Yeah.
Joey. Look,
he could be really good on that.
he's gonna be
Rick
really
Ware.
good, and I know that it was.
He was good at the
Australia
World rounds.
I mean, yeah. The one thing that I always think we have to talk about when we talk about Joey taking off the fact that I like him taking off that hat. This is going to be the first time that he's going to be on the same bike for 1 year later. Because he rode the Cowie for outdoors. It's the same bike. I know that once again it was outdoors, not Supercross. But think about since he's been in the 450 class, 2019, Kawasaki. Okay,
Yeah.
Gets dropped. 2020, JGR. 2021, he was with JGR again, but he got hurt. He didn't race.
Yeah.
And then the whole debacle.
Do you think Rick Ware is paying him?
Ooh,
Because
probably
he
bonuses.
made a comment on a Pulp interview that he was not going to ride for one of these subpar teams just to ride. He would wait for a fill-in.
I'm going to assume he's probably getting bonus money.
That's interesting.
But then again, it's
I don't know.
what is the bonus money? Because Cole's right. Like, he's been working on his own bike.
Has there been a
No,
press?
that's Savatgy.
Has there
Savatgy's
been a
been working
press
on his own
release?
Yeah.
There's been a press release for Rick Ware doing this, or it's just talked about.
No, Michael Lindsay talked about this.
Okay, interesting. Man, I don't know.
I could have swore he was going to be on a team and not the Rick Ware one.
Who? McElrath or Joey?
McElrath.
Oh. I think that if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to be really good. I really do. Just
You
for
think
the
he
fact that
dabbles in the top 10.
top 10. What do you mean? I think he could dabble in the top 5.
Oof.
He gets starts.
I don't know, man.
Why?
He, you know me. Since I've come around on Savatgy here,
Uh-huh.
okay? But man, that's a tough ask. Top 10? I mean,
Are you all basing this on the bike?
no. I'm just basing this on who he's racing. Let's say the bike's perfect and he's really good. But you're talking Eli,
Listen,
Ferrandis.
we missed a team.
Who do we miss?
Just keep going.
You're talking Eli, Ferrandis,
Mm-hmm.
Sexton, Nichols, Barcia, Mookie, Craig, Marv.
Hmm?
Let me flip back here.
I'm going to forget one.
Kenny?
Ando, Kenny. I
Yeah, but
mean,
Joey's been racing those.
You're forgetting somebody very important.
who?
Shelson Hill.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh God.
But that's the thing, though. Joey's been racing these dudes for years, and
Yeah.
he's beaten them before.
I
And
think-
once again, outdoors.
We just
How good
don't.
did he do outdoors?
Oh,
Look,
Joey,
he
I think
did.
they're
He
on
did
top
good.
5 for sure.
But
Yeah.
outdoors is a different animal. We all.
But I
we
think
all
he's
know
better
this.
in Supercross. That's the
Top
thing.
Round 5th.
I don't know. I mean,
I think it's all going to depend on the bike. If the bike is good and there's no issues there, and he's not having this dispute with Rick Ware and whoever the team is, because we obviously have no idea who the engineers are, any of those people.
what are you doing with my notes?
I'm looking at this butt cheeks list.
There's no butt cheeks.
Yeah, no, it's on. It's
Oh,
on
there's
the-
butt cheeks on there.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
Joey has the talent and the speed. I just base it on the fact that he's going to be staying on the same bike.
Yeah.
He's been switching around bikes ever since he went pro, ever since he went to the 450 class.
Yeah.
So it just, if the bike is good and is there and there's no drama, I'm not saying he's going to win, but Joey is top 5. Easy. It's just every year that he's been in the 450 class, he's been dealing with some stupid stuff. Yes, a lot of it has also been brought on by himself, but still, though, it just all depends on where he is with the team or
We'll
lack
see.
thereof team.
I'm in on the top 10. The top 5, I'm questionable. So, all
Agree to
right.
disagree.
Huh?
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. Okay,
Next
great.
point.
Ryan Brees, is he in mains?
Dude, he has best series finish last or
10th.
season ever.
That's
Yeah.
Detroit, though.
So-
Yeah, but he
That
was like
Detroit Death Cross.
Yeah,
but he was
Detroit
also
Death Cross.
hovering around the top 15 almost all year.
Okay, so he's in mains
Yeah, easy.
all year
Because he's
okay.
right, he's doing the same program as
Doing the
Chad,
same
but
thing.
next level racing or whatever
okay.
the hell their thing is.
Next level's getting big. They're gonna have to get a
They
bigger
are.
truck.
He's definitely not going to get a top 10 again unless everyone dies at some point.
Could happen. Happened last year.
That's
Twice.
Very, very freaking
St. Louis
true.
and Detroit.
Could
I
lose
mean,
about-
pretty much anywhere we went, everybody.
Yeah, I know. We got to stop going to races. Jesus, killing everyone.
Oh, man.
And I think he's going to be the same, like 12 to 15, 12 to 16. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Next up, Benny Blows.
Hopefully, he does not
I'm
hit
all
a-
the way out on Mr. Benny.
Hopefully he does not hit a tunnel again.
Rock River team coming back
Benny
here.
Bloss has no heart. Motherfucker quits like it's his job.
Yeah, we found out some things
He's
about him.
great.
He's a great guy. He's a
How many
drag.
mains does he make?
Well, how
Why
many
was
of them
he-
he's going
was
to
he
be at?
Because you made a dumb fucking comment
Wasn't
last
as dumb
year
as the
about him.
Justin Hill debate you guys had.
Hang on.
That
I'm
was
very-
also fucking stupid.
I'm
but
very
you
curious.
you fucking literally yelled at me
Mm-hmm.
that he was gonna make fucking every main. He's so fast, he can make the mains.
Well,
He's
he
fast
can.
enough to make
Yeah,
the
he
mains.
can.
He is.
And you were like,
I just can't control that the dude doesn't have heart. He
You
has no
were
heart.
screaming me down. Like I was actually surprised when I listened to it. I was like, holy shit, I don't
So wait a
remember
minute,
this.
do you
were
do you-
screaming me down
Do
when
you
I was
not
telling
agree
you
that he
that he
has
was
the
not.
speed to make every main? Speed and heart are two different things. Because if you say he doesn't have the speed, I have to disagree.
He's got speed. Yeah.
The heart, we can't control how much heart
He's got
he has.
him and Jerry Robin have the same heart.
They do. They're like the little go-getters that could. And then they usually die.
They share the heart.
Oh,
Hang
no.
on, what's this? What are these things you've heard?
No, we can't talk about it. We're not talking about it.
We can talk. We can't.
Hey,
talk
I want to
about
hear
it.
these.
We can't talk.
Maybe later. Maybe when you're older, after you go through puberty.
Okay.
Bubble.
Bubble.
Why does that sound oddly like Pinocchio?
Okay, so how many mains does he make?
How many races is he going to be at?
3.
1.
I bet he makes 6 mains, finishes one of them.
If he's at all 17, because he's not going to be at the last 3. If he's at all 17, he's going to make 5.
Hey,
because he's gonna bow out for the next rest of them because he doesn't care.
Listen, I want to tell all the listeners out there that play Pulp MX Fantasy,
don't pick him.
Benny Bloss is the juiciest pick.
Oh God, here we go.
Actually, Jerry Robin might be the juiciest.
You
pick.
should pick those 2 guys every round.
You should. Even when they're at a 1 handicap, you should totally pick them. Pick them.
Moving on.
Pick them.
Does A-Ray make a main this year?
I feel for that guy, man.
I heard his arms are still kind of fucked.
I mean,
he's got a cool chick though. That's all he's got.
She's cool. Yeah.
Fucked. He didn't get paid by SGB. Like
he's broke as shit.
Shh, we're saying the quiet part out loud again.
I mean, I don't care. I'll say it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
SGB doesn't owe us anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
does he make a main?
I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
Does he get to races?
I think
he's going.
I think on East Coast, him and Clayson are battling to make main. For sure.
And how many times do they take each other out in the process? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, new people that watch this show are going to be like, God, these guys just diss on everyone. And it's just because,
I like A-Ray.
I do too.
I do too.
He's sketchy, but
And
I like him.
I like the guy, and I'm pulling for him, and I'm glad he has people in his corner like Swap, because Swap is really helping him out a lot. So.
And honestly, though, the worst thing was seeing him at races outdoors last year, just walking around like the most
like a zombie
ass person.
Oh man,
dude,
terrible.
it was unbearable because I think it was Iron Man when we were walking away from the Kevs. He was walking back, and he just had his head down the whole time, and he wasn't in race shape, so it made it look worse. And he was just walking around, just
bummed on life.
Yeah,
it literally he was trying to burn a hole in the ground so he could burrow and not have to be around people.
Yeah.
Wow, what a superpower! You could burn a hole in the ground with your eyes.
When he
could crawl in it.
When he walked underneath the SGP tent, he just looked like.
Yeah.
Can I set a fire? Can I set a fire somewhere so I don't have to be here?
Yep. All right. Clayson, is Clayson training at Club again?
Do we even know who Clayson's riding for?
Yeah, he's riding that PRMX Kawasaki.
Is he at Club though?
Yeah, he's wearing canvas gear and Fox boots. Looks goofy as
This
fuck.
is an interesting.
They also have
combo.
Josiah Natsky riding a 450, so that's interesting.
So
Josiah Natsky,
oh
the kid
boy,
from New Zealand.
How is he at Supercross?
Another MXGP guy that Justin's gonna suck off.
He's not an MX. He's not an MX.
Dude, basically, if you're foreign, Justin's gonna suck you off.
Yeah.
And if you're Korean or Ethiopian, the fucking boner just never gets put away.
Natsky's from New Zealand, you smartasses. He's
he
not a European dude.
Is he foreign?
Did he ride?
I didn't say
MXGP?
European. I said foreign.
What? Did he ride MXGPs?
No, no, because after his
here we go. He's getting fired up.
Oh my god, you guys are such
Gonna start
fucking
spitting in a
He's
second.
You guys are
Slow-mo
such
to spit.
fucking idiots.
Look how red his face is,
Do
though.
you not like an Australian, you stupid ass?
That's my boy.
Jesus.
Me and him have a lot in common. And me and
No, all I was gonna say is he's riding
Hey,
a
can you
450.
Natsky?
and his brother's a pretty good fucking rider too.
Natsky?
Natsky?
Can you just
Natsky.
Can you Natsky?
All right. Second to last person here. So Dino. What do we think?
Second to last person? Come on, man. We got 3 more.
Like who?
He wanted to talk about OnlyFans and Logan Carno.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We'll get to that.
Carney.
Okay,
Let's
I
talk about.
also want to talk Justin and Josh Hill, Team Tedder KTM.
Why do you want to waste your fucking time? You want to lose another bet? You want to owe me more
Is
money?
Justin Hill going to ride a 252 stroke?
I just want to point out that I have actually seen Justin Hill in the gym with Austin Fortner multiple times.
Great.
Doing the work.
Doing fun stuff?
So Dino.
Okay, whatever. Fuck you guys.
So Dino.
I've been burned on the Justin Hill trade too much.
You would think he would have too after losing that money last year, but apparently not. Dino.
He's got another butthole.
So he was 10th in points. 7th was his best finish, and he created an extra butthole in St. Louis. Those are my notes.
He also created a child about the same time.
Yeah. What?
There was a reasoning for that.
What? What do we think?
16 to 22nd.
Okay.
I don't think he's that bad. I think he's a lot better on an aluminum frame bike.
I think he's butt cheeks.
I think he looks a lot
His
better.
butt cheeks. Jesus.
Is that a pun?
Oh my god!
It actually wasn't meant to be.
Listen, man, I think.
Listen, bro.
I think it's disrespectful we even have Dean Wilson on the Outliers list.
Why?
Because I think he's better than that.
Okay, nobody is arguing.
I
And
think
if
he's 10 to
Wyman
15.
watches the show, I'm gonna get so much shit that I'm gonna have to shut my phone.
Oh, he's
off.
definitely commenting on this.
But
Who?
Wyman.
Wyman.
He knows his
Motherfucker don't
boy.
watch this show.
yes, he does.
No,
he
he doesn't.
comments on it once in a while too.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No, he actually has
He
told
doesn't
me
watch the fucking show.
he has told me
just
he
goes on
doesn't
to
watch.
comment.
He has told me he doesn't watch the show. He listens to the show.
No, he doesn't even do that.
No, I'm serious.
He
Dude.
does.
He has told me multiple
talked to him
times
about it, too.
And he's also because he talks to me and he talks shit about you.
There's a surprise.
So I know that he's not bullshitting because he's actually quoted comments.
What's he
before.
say about me?
He doesn't really talk about.
There's
it.
somebody else who quoted comments that I was surprised about, but we won't get into that.
We'll have to get into
Jesus,
that
He's
because
trying to get into.
No, we're not getting into
He's
anything.
getting into.
We're not getting
emails.
into that. Is what's being said.
Yeah, no. Anyways,
Why does everything scandalous have to do with emails?
Because Hunter Biden.
Hillary Clinton.
And we are off YouTube. Sick.
No, okay. So the reason,
So welcome to the Tinfoil Hat Podcast. Now,
the reason why,
That's Travis Clinton over there. Travis Clinton.
I don't have
so the
enough
reason
friends.
why I don't put up Dino higher is because what was he doing outside of the rounds that he did?
Top 10 every fucking
6 to 12.
10, 11.
but I
round.
give him 10 to 15 this year.
Okay, but now he's going to be on a
He's
yes.
on a bike that I think he's more comfortable on. Sorry.
We'll see. I give him 10 to 15 this year.
I think he looks 100 times better on that bike. The only thing that he deals with is his severe anxiety and depression.
He has put 25 dudes in the top 10 this year.
He has, and then when we get to like how many
Yeah,
wins,
but the point is it's going to be musical fucking chairs.
I mean, it might be. We'll see.
Simple as that.
We'll see.
all right, okay.
All right. So
Chode.
moving on.
What?
So.
Can we talk about Justin and Josh Hill?
Oh, yeah. Talk about Carnal. We'll get to mine at the end.
No,
here.
he's going to talk about the Hill brothers. We don't need to talk about Carnal.
Can we not talk about the Hill brothers?
We're not talking
Or
about the
just
Hill brothers.
completely fuck the Hill brothers.
Fuck the Hill brothers.
We can talk about it for one. If I got one question for you on the Hill brothers, who makes more mains, Justin or Josh?
Justin.
Okay.
Do any of them show up to the races?
If Justin shows up to the races, yes, he makes the mains.
Okay.
He does seem to actually be putting in some work,
Unlike his brother, who's just riding the hills,
but his brother,
doesn't care. Doesn't
yeah,
need
he
to.
shouldn't have to care because he's probably making $500,000 doing what he's doing.
Oh, you're definitely right. He is
so
for sure.
why not go race your dirt bike, have fun, what you grew up doing, live in the limelight a little bit, race in a fucking stadium, and have no pressure on you? Why the fuck not?
And if he does, he'll get like one good.
Why
finish.
didn't he last year?
He was too busy being a
Shit
sheriff.
and got hurt. And he
being a
made
cop.
main. He made main last year.
Oh, you're talking about Josh?
Josh made mains last year.
Oh, I was talking about Justin. Justin was too busy being
Oh,
a
yeah,
cop.
Justin.
Yeah, we're talking about Josh making a $500,000.
That's right,
a
'cause our
year,
bet was on
probably
Justin.
just riding a
Justin
dirt
was
bike
too
into a
busy being a cop.
That's right.
A cook?
A cook? A cook? Yeah, he was being a cook. He was hanging out with Levi Kitchen.
Oh, yeah. What were they
Whoa.
cooking?
Oh, my God.
What were they cooking?
Do you want to talk about OnlyFans now, or?
Well, speaking of kitchen, we can talk about OnlyFans if you want.
Oh, my
That
goodness.
motherfucker's getting his mixer.
Oh, God.
He's getting his mixer out in the kitchen and doing some baking.
Jesus Christ.
He's got KitchenAid.
Oh, my God. No, I don't care about Logan Carr now. I really don't.
All
He's
right.
got a mixer making a cocktail.
Oh, my God. Puns all over the place.
So we'll start wrapping this up here. First question I have on the wrap.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Oh, Denver Rigsby texted me. You want to say hi?
No.
Yeah.
He said, "What's the word, puss?"
Say you're in the studio with Travis and see what he
Justin
says.
said, "Fuck you."
I didn't. Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Yes.
You're a fucking douche.
Ask him. Say Travis
also
wants to know
said-
if you want to do a lap time battle. That'll go well.
Remember that one time at band camp?
Oh boy, this is enthralling. Okay, let me ask you guys my
All right,
first
yeah.
Remember that
first
one
wrap
time
up
at the
question.
parking ride in the middle of nowhere?
All right. So, yeah, because before you get into that, I'm going to have 3 questions just before we at.
Great.
Yeah, we
Title
need
guy.
some
It's not the same question
we need
I got
some
right now.
questions to clip into some reels. here.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Kitchen.
Does Jett win the first East Coast round on the 450?
Oh, my
Hey
God.
man, you need to get kitchen out of your mouth, man. You need to get his kitchen out of your mouth.
He's gonna have a 30-point lead. He's gonna ride the first East Coast round. He's going to ride select
He is
East
gonna
Coast
ride-
Talking
round.
he wins the first round on the 250.
He's going to ride East Coast on the 450, or at least select
I do
ones.
know what you're talking about. He is going to ride the 450. This was talked about. Not a chance in hell, dude. Not a chance in hell.
What does he do? What if
he
he
rides
does?
Fifth to sixth.
Fifth to
seventh.
sixth, maybe like a 10th. I don't know.
He won his first 450 race at Destinations.
Doesn't fucking
He won.
matter.
He won the second moto. It was a mud moto, and the day before when it was dry, Chase and Ferrandis put a 30 spot on him when it actually the track wasn't shit.
And this dude is also he's phenomenal. This dude.
He is. He's a
the future of our
generational
sport.
talent.
Generational.
Okay, he's the future of our sport.
Shout out Daniel Blair.
For sure. But pump the fucking brakes, bud. The season starts in Daytona. These dudes are hitting their form, and he's got to step into the 450 class.
And wait,
What's
what
your
is
respect-
it?
What's the
him to
first?
get
What's the
win?
first
Get
East
fucking
Coast
lost.
round? What's the first East Coast
Well,
round?
the first East Coast round is actually round 5.
Which is
It's not. What is it? Because it goes Triple Crown A2.
it's not Arlington, is it?
No, because Arlington is they do 4 West Coast. Triple Crown's the last one of the West Coast. Then they do 2 East, break, and then they come back to Arlington, which is another Triple Crown. So what the hell?
Try to answer Jordan Willis's call.
No,
No.
Yeah, okay.
no, dude, hell no. There's no way. There's no way. And he's not gonna have a 30-point lead in 4 rounds. That's the stupidest thing ever, dude. He didn't have a 30-point lead last year in 4 rounds.
Really?
Yes, it is. Especially
That's
if Joe.
the stupidest thing you've heard me say?
Yeah, because if Joe's on the West Coast, you really think he's going to put a 30 spot on Joe? Hell no.
So let's just wrap this up now. You're higher than a kite.
Look,
I think
Jett
he
is
gets
going to be great.
5 to 10.
He's going to be great. He's probably going to win a lot of 450 titles, but I don't even think he's going to win the 450 outdoor title. So to say that he's going to win his first ever 450 Supercross race, no, not a chance in hell.
Next question.
Not a chance in hell. I think
Justin usually does the finish questions. That was just the only one I had.
oh,
Okay. I got some for you then.
Oh boy, here we go.
all right. Well,
These-
I had 3
these are
questions
gonna be
before
good.
we give our title picks.
All right, and I'll go first on these.
Okay.
So, who surprises you the most this
Oh,
season?
that was one of them.
And who disappoints you the most?
All right, so
this
that was
season?
2 out of my 3. So I
Okay.
Okay, who surprises you this season and who disappoints you this season? I will go 1st.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest surprise this season, I think, will be, and this shouldn't be a surprise, but I think Ken Roxzen surprises everybody on the Suzuki.
All right.
So is this a surprise to you, or do you think to everybody else?
Everybody.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I think Ken Roxzen comes out and surprises everybody this year on the Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest disappointment this year is going to be, and you guys are going to hate me for this, I think Christian Craig's going to be a disappointment.
I'm sorry, Paige.
You want to go, or do you want me to go?
You go ahead.
All right, so I think the biggest surprise is going to be Christian Craig, you jackass.
That's perfect.
And the biggest disappointment, it's got to be Cooper Webb. I was going to go say
that
AC,
is a good
but
one.
because AC is dealing with so much shit, it's not a disappointment because it's not his fault. It's
No.
out of his control. So even for me not being an AC guy to say he'd be a disappointment, it's not his fault that he's dealing with this shit. So I think it's going to be Cooper Webb because I still think there are people that believe that he, in this setting, not star, in this setting can win.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's not the way to think about things with him. So
Okay. So I think Cooper Webb's going to be the biggest surprise. No,
jackass.
no, I am with you. I think Webb is going to be the biggest disappointment. There's a lot of talk I feel around him coming in. He had his off year here or whatever. There's a lot of talk that he's going to come back and he's going to just be Cooper Webb of 21 and whatever. Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's going to be a big letdown for people. Now my biggest surprise of the year.
Justin Hill. That was an extra laugh on that one.
I think my surprise is going to be Chase Sexton, and I think that's because he's going to smooth himself out here also.
Okay.
I think he's going to be much more like he was in outdoors, where and maybe even a step better than that as far as not making the mistakes that we've seen of the Sexton of old. Because he started to smooth it out, because we talked a lot about this on outdoor shows, and you were very I mean, for lack of a better term, we'll call it negative on, nope, we're going to see it. And yes, he did still make some.
But it wasn't the
But they
normal.
were minor. It wasn't the big-ass wrecks like we've seen with Chase. And I think he learned from that, and I think we're going to see that, like I said, even go a step further now of like, yeah, maybe he has one where he... something stupid like catches a tough block because the rut's so close or something dumb like that.
Yeah.
We might still see something like that, but I don't think we're gonna see the big crashes like we've seen, and I don't think B, we're gonna even see like the brain farts that we've seen of old, you know. So I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people with how good he is this Supercross season.
All right, so before we do title picks, the only one I had, since that was two of them,
I got another one.
Oh boy.
I was just gonna say for title picks,
No, you guys aren't gonna like
who gets wins,
wins.
and just because we say who gets wins doesn't mean it's gonna lead to who we think's gonna
Who
win
gets
the title.
wins in 2023 450 Supercross? I'm gonna go with Chase Sexton gets wins, Jason Anderson gets wins, Ken Roxzen gets wins.
We should also timestamp this. 'cause
Eli
this is-
Tomac gets wins.
Donnie's on it.
Okay.
So got 4 people with wins,
Okay.
and then my 5th guy. There's either a couple guys. It's either Marv or Cooper Webb get wins.
So how many did you have total?
5. Well, 4, then maybe
5.5.
5.5. Well, Cooper is half.
5
a
and a
person.
Barcia length.
5 in the kitchen.
Okay.
5 in the kitchen.
All right. Ken Roxzen, Eli Tomac, Jason Anderson, Chase Sexton, possibly a Marv.
All right, I'm. That's my 5 as well. So we're all in
I'm
agreement.
4.5.
Okay.
We're all in agreement. It's pretty much the same people, right? Then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who has a longer?
Oh my God!
I'm asking who has a longer career.
Oh,
Muting his
wow!
mic in
You
a
just
minute.
went like this.
A longer career.
As far as what?
Barcia Kitchen.
Okay.
I hate you so much.
Justin, who do you have for this title?
Yep. Title picks. Let's
Title
go.
pick, baby. Who is your 2023 Supercross champion?
And this is not like in the past where we've done caveats. This is just
Yeah.
Go.
Jason Anderson. Because I truly believe I think he should have won it last year.
Yeah. 2023 Supercross champion. It's Jason Anderson. I think he's on a second year. He's fast. Jason Anderson's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Team Fried, baby.
This is
Pride.
weird because this is a unanimous year for
Holy
us.
shit! This has also got to be timestamped.
This also
never
has to be
happened.
timestamped
Wow.
because we have never done this in 7 years
Something
now.
like that. Yeah.
We have never all agreed. You and I have never agreed.
Never.
All 3 of us have never agreed. I mean,
I think we've always been stuck in this thing though, where we want to disagree with each other just to disagree with each other.
But I think this year, I think it's hard this time though.
yeah.
it's Jason Anderson's my guy.
Look, we just have lots more data to go on now.
We do.
So,
Jason
all right.
Anderson.
Now-
Holy crap.
Let me ask you this question.
Oh boy.
Who wins the East Coast 250 title?
Oh, we're gonna get into a little bit of 250 stuff.
No, just the title. That's it. That's all we're going to talk
Who
about
wins?
here.
Because
I don't even know who the fuck's on 250.
Because he just said West.
Pretty much everybody but Jett.
Because Jet, he's saying Jet's West. Jet is West.
Jett is West.
So he thinks Jet's gonna win
okay, because
250.
Jett wins West or whatever.
Yes.
I don't Hunter. It's a Lawrence sweep this year.
Okay.
Not a chance in hell. I love Hunter, but he's not winning the title.
Interesting. That's amazing.
'Cause I
he
think
usually
Joe-
gargles him hard
Because I think
too.
Joe
He
is.
did.
I think Joe is going to be 250 West.
Max Anstey's gonna win Daytona.
Max X's just
He is
killing it.
locked in.
He's locked in. 250 East. God, dude, if Jet's not there and Joe's not there, I think Austin Faulkner.
Ooh, good pull. Good pull.
I think
Okay.
Austin Faulkner.
Finally
Gets it done.
I think he does, man. I really
8 years later.
That's a good pull.
feels like 30.
Um,
I think Faulkner. I really.
Okay. All right.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
can't
that's
argue
a good
that.
pull.
Can't
Good
argue that.
I mean, if he doesn't have to race Jet and he doesn't have to race Joe, did you get
Yeah.
a chill?
Yeah, I did.
You know, the only thing he's got to
might be that pre-workout.
And look,
kicking
dude, the only thing
in,
he's got to deal with is Levi Kitchen's kitchen.
Oh boy.
No, I think Faulkner.
In the kitchen whipping up a stir fry.
Oh my god. Okay. Anything else you guys want to touch on?
Who do you got?
Ooh, for sorry, I didn't.
Oh, we didn't even
remember.
answer
I
those
didn't
Yeah,
questions.
nobody really didn't even answer.
Oh, dude.
Um,
What about Crashadoo?
God, he looks terrible. I don't know. Nate Thrasher. Oh, we're going to talk about Nate Thrasher a lot this year.
hold on, I'm trying to think here. The hard part is that
can't
we
wait.
only know certain guys that are going to be on that coast, and certain guys that like so. I'll put a poll up here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a 2 for pick here, just because we don't know who. If Jordan Smith or Styles Robertson is on that coast,
Smitty is West.
I like that.
okay, then Styles.
Listen,
I'll go with Styles.
I like Styles. I like that.
I think he could do well.
I think
Did
he
you hear
could-
the comment?
Listen, I think he could do well, but I don't think he can win a championship. But I do think Styles gets some wins this year. And then I also
Yeah.
think if Jordan Smith can clean his shit up, which I think Bobby Reagan.
If Jordan Smith's riding West, he has no chance. Zero chance.
But I think if Bobby Reagan,
He will wad it because he's going to try to chase down Jet.
I think Bobby Reagan can figure him out.
Did you hear Styles' comment, though, the first day he got on that bike? And
No.
He was like, hey, you guys need to put the stock motor back in.
That doesn't surprise me. I ride a stock motor. It's
All right,
fast as
so
fuck.
then I have
boy.
one. I have one left. I have one left.
Okay,
I have
all right.
one left. And
Do
it's
you
just-
have one left?
I got one left. It's just
Okay,
a,
I
it's
only
just,
heard it 4 times.
It's just a comment. Shut the fuck up. It's just a comment about KTM, and it's just kind of a running joke. Who has a better season, VL or Voland?
Bolin. I think Bolin's going to surprise people. Sorry.
I think so too. I've heard Vial's not super far off, and he's not terrible in the whoops, but it's it's initial year of Supercross.
Because I mean, I'm telling you, dude, if Voland just continues to not make mains, Rogers is going to forget that he's a human to human.
Roger
and
hasn't
just-
talked to him in 2 years either. Okay, him and AP should form like a KTM's
Anti-Roger.
Anonymous. or
Voland's going to have to
something
go
group.
back to doing amateur stuff.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah,
so
you guys are shitting pretty hard on Bolin. You guys
No, man, I like Voland.
I think Voland's gonna do well.
I think Voland's going to do well, but I have a major issue with the fact of how bad he was when he came back last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. That was
Considering how well
interesting.
he did his rookie year.
I don't know what happened last year. So no.
Well, what happened
I
is
think,
he didn't even make it into the night show.
I think Voland's gonna do
Better
okay.
than Big Air Tom.
Why do you always got to bring that up?
Because you fucking dude,
because
you
I-
had a
'cause I've been
Levi
making- I made
Kitchen
these
about
little-
Big Air Tom, bro.
Listen, I'll show you these videos I've been making. I think you'd enjoy them.
Yeah.
It's like people's careers that didn't go as planned.
If you were on Instagram, you would see that.
Yeah, I don't care.
You need to get
Okay,
a not flip
First
phone.
episode, I'll just show them to you. First episode, careers that did not go as planned. Thomas Covington's in one. There's some good polls that I found. Brock Hepler,
Well, Hepler had a lot of concussions, so
but it didn't go as planned.
no, he probably
Correct.
should have been a multi-time champion.
Yeah.
Okay, my point. Big Air Tom was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Stroop.
Poor
Yep.
Stroop.
Yeah, so I'll have to show them to you.
Nico,
I pulled some
PJ
good polls in there.
Larson, Michael
PJ
Hall.
Larson. PJ Larson was a poll that I had in there.
We could just go, dude. We could
All
just
right.
run down through the whole 2000.
Okay,
I'll,
all right.
I'll show you a
All
list.
right. Did you guys hear that Izzy's gonna ride Supercross?
Yeah, it's gonna be great because he's gonna have a. Never mind. I was really about to say something right there, and then I checked myself.
Okay, let's just know. Anyway.
Woo! God, I'm glad
Anything
I
else?
did not say that. on
Anything
camera.
else? Anything else?
Did you know?
Going once?
I don't think I know.
Going
all I know
twice?
is about him.
All right, sold. So this has been
Woo!
episode
Going,
number, This has
sold.
been episode number 220 of the Moto Aftermath Show. This has been our 2023 Supercross.
Oh, we missed something. that I wanted to bring up.
Oh, God.
We didn't talk about Moto Concepts.
No, we're out. This
Cole
has been
Seeley?
this has been our 2023
Vince
Supercross.
Freeze is a good rider.
Shut up.
Cole Seeley is a damn good rider.
You want to know who's a good
Freeze.
rider?
Vince
Hunter's
Freeze.
brother is a pretty fucking good rider. All right.
God, I hope he crashes. The
All
first
right.
race.
Anyway, this has been our 2023
What a dick.
450 Supercross preview show. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors: Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings, Holster Coat, Gutter Works, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Isaac Nelson Designs. Links in the description down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, answer the questions that we did at the end of the show here. Comment your picks for whatever you want to. Who you think's going to win A1? Who's going to win the title? Who's going to win 250 East Coast? Will Jett lose a race this year? All sorts of cool shit like that.
Undefeated talk already. Wow.
We will be back for A1. We're going to have Eric Grandal on. Make sure to follow us on all the social media. Fantasy show coming out. Oh, which good call there, because I need to get a hold of Eric and get a plate for that. Fantasy show coming out for Supercross the Friday before A1 there, so make sure to check that out. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys after A1.
Hey, shout out to our guy Donnie as well.
Oh, and shout out to Donnie in the corner. And we're done.